Today's episode of the Nateland podcast is brought to you by Rocket Money, Built, Butcher Box, and Zanies. Hello, folks, and hey, Bear. Welcome to the Nateland podcast. I'm Nate Bargatze, Brian Bates, Aaron Weber, Dusty Slick.
All right.
There it is.
What's up, everybody?
Good
to see you. Good
to see you. I don't think I was gone last week, right?
Yes, you were.
Yes, you were.
Yeah.
On the Father's episode, like you were an absent father.
Yep.
To
True.
us, and people that listen to this podcast often say you're our dad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go, it gets really crazy when Nate's not there. It's like when the dad's away, the kids go wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're all grown men.
Yeah.
Some of us more than others.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope everybody had a good Father's Day. I had a wonderful U.S. Open to watch.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I like Bryson DeChambeau. Congrats to him. I did a John Crist and sent him a congrats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, did you get a response?
I don't know. I have not.
He's got a lot going on right now.
I doubt it. I don't know. Like, I mean, it was like when I sent it, it's funny. As a dude, I don't even know why you want to send it, but you do. You wanted it to go. It was like, I don't know, man. It's like you could just tell. It's like this dude grinded it out. And, I mean, it was just an unbelievable
Well, have you guys met?
tournament. No.
What a last
No,
name,
I don't know
too.
if he would know me at all.
Okay.
But
That's truly like John Crist.
it was really like John Crist.
DeChambeau. That's a strong name.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're seeing. I don't know.
That's me
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh yeah, McElroy.
What are you
was-
saying? John Crist just reaches out to people randomly?
Yeah, he sent it. We did a whole thing. He sent a message to Harris Butker.
Butker, yeah.
Butker.
He'll DM an athlete.
Harrison.
Be like,
Okay.
yo,
Harrison.
tough miss or
Oh.
something
Yeah.
after a game.
Yeah. Just like the idea that you send a message to someone
Yeah.
that you don't know.
I did that to Brad Paisley. He didn't respond.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How long ago? I was like, he knows
Right
you
after
now.
we talked and hung out.
Oh, really?
Oh really?
Yeah.
Just saying. It was.
Well,
great
he said,
hanging
"Let
out.
me know if I can do anything for you." So I
Boy.
found something.
He regretted that.
I think. Yeah, I can see that with you. I think you are.
I found something. I was like,
Yeah.
I do have something you can do.
But I think most people, you say that you don't. You're like, obviously, there's nothing I want to do for you.
Right. But I was like, you did say it. So there was no reason for you to say it, but you did. And so I have something.
Yeah, that's why you got to be careful. I don't think I try to say it because most people are going to. I would read the vibe with you, though, and go, if I say this dude will.
Yeah.
He'll need something next
he's
week.
gonna
And
need,
you all should read that vibe.
how quick did you.
Like next day, I was
Yeah.
like,
You remember what he wanted him to do?
well, I was like, you know what? You got a lot of followers and I got a special out there. It's doing
Yeah.
well. It's family friendly. I got country music
Yeah.
jokes. If you just, share it with your people, that'd be great.
Is this
Yeah.
right after we did that show with him at Zanies?
No, I just did another one with him recently.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't remember.
Oh, so you've met him twice.
He didn't remember me from when me
He
and
didn't?
yeah, and I'm like, come on. You could not like me, that's fine. But if you forgot me, it's like you weren't even.
Well, he does work with a lot of guys that look like you.
I
Yeah.
guess that's true. That is
Yeah,
true.
you look like Alabama, like
Look like every roadie that's
The
ever
bass
worked
player.
there. Yeah.
That is true. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
yeah,
But that's a testament to him how nice he is in person that you think, oh, maybe I should hit him up.
He is
Yeah.
a nice guy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But I've done I did his charity.
I put up a stand-up clip about the band Creed,
Mhm.
and Scott Stapp shared it on Instagram and commented.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
was
Wow.
like, oh, dude, I'm going to see Creed in August
Where here?
at the Ascend Amphitheater in Nashville.
Oh, I think I want to go.
So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, Scott Stapp shared my bit. I just want to drop it to him. I'm going to be at the show. I don't
Yeah.
know what that means, but I wanted to, I'll
Yeah.
be there. So I DM'd him and I go, hey man, big fan. Thanks for sharing the clip. Looking forward to the show. And he just liked it.
Yeah.
And I go, that's the end of that. you know?
That's the end of what did you? Yeah.
I don't even know what I expected, but that's more than he should have given me.
Who's his agent though? Maybe you could look that up. Maybe have your agent reach out to his agent and be like, "Hey, my guy wants
get
to
the
say
suits
hey to
involved."
You wanted him to welcome you with arms wide
I
open.
want to go, yo, come hang backstage, brother.
Yeah.
With arms wide open.
Come back to my own prison back here.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, you should come to that show, dude. That's exciting.
Yeah. If they're, I will definitely. That was my and Laura's first concert. Was Creed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What if Nate gets invited back and then they go, no, not that other guy?
Yeah. I know Scott's Stapp.
Stapp.
Yeah. Scott. I've met. I don't know him. I met him once. We did a thing together, and then I think he golfs. And
ironically, he's one of the guys that John mentioned that day that he DM'd. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I did name drop John Crist in that DM. I left that part out.
Yeah. Which is already.
I'm also friends with John Crist, who speaks very highly of you. I thought that would help. I might follow up with it. I also know Nate.
Yeah.
List off all the people you know.
Yeah. I met Brad Paisley
it's
once.
funny to say. Did you say he speaks very highly of you?
Yeah, I did. Which is true.
Yeah. But that's like kind of a weird thing to say.
It's a backhanded compliment.
It's kind of.
Can you take me high?
Yeah, you're like, he speaks very highly of you, and you're like, because like, I've been famous for 40 years.
Yeah,
and and then then you go, oh, John Crist, the guy again. You guys are all worshipped me. I'm not saying he's thinking this, but I'm saying because he's a bright, nice guy. But in your head, it's a weird. I think that's a weird thing to say.
Maybe.
Because it's like, hey, he speaks highly of you. He's like, yeah, but you want something from me. Like, what are we trying to do here?
This is why you don't bring up. This is why you don't bring up cringy moments to your friends, because then they make you feel even more cringe about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you do it.
They were like, "Were you embarrassed about that?" Well, let me tell you. Why you should be.
Well, I mean, if we're not doing that, I don't know why we're even in comedy.
Yeah,
I mean, that is true. It's the whole point.
I agree.
Yeah, I hope everybody realizes it. Listen to this podcast. I mean, I'm brutal to everybody on the road. That's the whole point of it. It sounds all mean, but it's like that's how you stay sharp.
That is what comedy is. Like my neighbor had up their Christmas lights for a really long time, and we were making videos about it. And we decided, we were like, you know what? I don't care that their Christmas lights are up, but if they're going to be up, we're going to be making jokes about it.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
How did they handle that? The neighbors?
I don't know that they even know.
Well, regular people is a little different. You always kind of back off and be like, yo, that's a regular person. Like,
it's a civilian.
Yeah.
But we're talking May, the Christmas lights were still up.
Yeah.
And they had begun to turn them on.
I agree. I'm saying you could do it, but I mean, you have a relationship with these people?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see him out in the yard and I talk to him, and I don't tell him, hey, we've been, talking about you on multiple podcasts and talking and making Instagram videos of your lights.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
But we're friends.
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't know. Yeah. Yeah. When you involve non-comics, because comics can just, I don't know. That's like where I came up from. I came up also. I think it's probably nicer now than it was when I was starting. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And so it can come off. I mean, I think you got to be careful because it can be too much. But it used to be all. Rich Voss, I remember, did one to me. That was very funny. He'd always go, he's like, hey, do you have my phone number? And I was like, dude, I'm about to get Rich Voss's phone number. And I was like, no, I don't have it. He goes, good. And walked away. And just walked away. And that was it. Never got his number. Like, I'm going to have it now. But it wasn't like I got it. Like, he goes, I'm just kidding. Yeah. He left. And I didn't have it.
Because he knew the hierarchy at the time, right? And it would have been a big deal for you to have his number.
He would do that to me now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, but everybody's got to realize we are brutal with each other. But then I will do anything for any of these people. Yeah. And I truly love these people. And the comics I have on the road, I would do whatever they needed. Like, it's just the idea of it is like when the show's supposed to be fun and funny. You're like, yeah, let's just make fun of each other. Let's just have fun and be good. But the joke's got to be good. If they're not good, then like that's how you can tell when the comics is like, when the jokes are not, when they're too, they can come off mean.
Yeah.
Like, and that's someone that doesn't know how to tell a joke, and they can be a comic.
This Brian can get mean real quick.
He can get. Sometimes Brian will do. He can do one or two that's like fun, and then he just keeps, and then it's like, all right, dude, like
he starts getting into some
it's
real
real
stuff.
meat.
You go, whoa,
You guys
Brian.
can't handle it.
I know, can't handle the heat. Stay out the kitchen.
That's a lot of delivery, and he doesn't have that.
Well, look at this show. I saw this happening from afar. How about this?
This was a hot show, and
Yeah.
the sad part about this picture is the other two comics who were on the show with me all weekend did not make it into this picture.
Yeah.
Alec Perrin and Garrett Elzinga. But
well, explain what happened there. You're both in Grand Rapids this weekend.
Yeah, we were both there, and we both had 7:00 shows. Dusty sold out all weekend.
yeah,
Awesome.
even with the arena show going on across the street, it was
awesome.
hot. We took over Grand
We
Rapids.
took over.
It's
Nateland.
that close, huh?
Oh,
Across the
it's
street,
Across the street.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And so, it was 7:00. So we both had shows at 7:00. And then when we got done, we all went over to Dusty's show. And then Dusty was nice. He was like, how about everybody go up and do 5 minutes?
I don't think
You
that.
gave Nate 5?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's pretty nice.
you let Nate do whatever he wants to do. But Nate was nice and only did about 5. He didn't
Yeah.
take over the show. You don't really put a time on Nate.
Sure. It's
I-
funny
I
to go,
did
yeah,
5.
I'll give you 5 if you
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
it. You're like, oh, thanks.
But yeah, I thought it would be fun. I mean, I thought, what a great show. You buy a ticket to see me and you see Joe Zimmerman, Nick Thune, Mike Vecchione, Steven Rogers, Nate, and then I do an hour.
Yeah.
And I was like, and Alec too. Alec's very funny and Garrett is very funny. I mean, it was a great weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fun, and it seemed like everybody was excited too. We told Steven Rogers to, because it was where it's kind of like what's going on. And so like, you might want to say like, hey, all the openers from the arena show came over here. So that's why. So we were like, just say that.
That's why there's like 9 dudes on this
And
show.
we
Yeah,
liked
yeah.
the idea that there was an illusion that Nate wasn't going to do the show, right? I like that idea because it gives some anticipation from the audience. Like, ooh, these are Nate's openers. Will Nate be here? But we didn't don't say Nate's not going to be here,
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Steven Rogers did. He goes, he's having a great set, and he goes, oh, the openers came over. Nate's not coming. And then it felt like all the air got sucked out of the room.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, jeez.
It
dude.
did make it bigger. So when I did come, but it was,
Dusty might not even make it.
Yeah. That's what we kept just joking that Steven goes, these are the openers. Nate died. But your guys will hear about it in the news in a couple hours. Just extreme. No, it's the best. Steven's a great comic, great hang.
Yeah.
He takes a beating too.
His
Oh,
opening
really?
He does
joke
good, yeah.
really felt like the joke of the night, though, too. His opening joke just really, I don't know if he wants me to do his joke, but he went up and just did a joke, and it was like, it crushed the room.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Yeah.
And then a little while later, he sucked all the air out of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then that's the Yoders there, Jameson and Eric.
Run the room, book the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yoders had done, they booked all ours.
They've
booked us
been
forever.
very helpful to me.
Mhm.
And Jameson has always comes to my shows. He went to Nate's show first. He had a few drinks there, and he was loose up in there. I'd never seen him like that. I mean, he was fun and it was fine, but he was loose.
Yeah. It was fun. Then we went and hung on at the buses outside. You could smoke a cigar
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then hang out with
Yeah, it was
comics. I
great.
mean, it's great. It's the best, dude.
it really is. It's like, we were in between buses, had chairs out there. It was a fun hang.
Yeah.
And you were safe. Grand Rapids is a little wild out there. Actually, Saturday, my show, some guy apparently was doing donuts at the traffic light and hit one of those metal trash cans. The lid flew off, hit a guy. That guy had to go to the hospital. There was a forensic unit out there. I mean, and I'm in the bathroom and I can see this going on out there. And then I'm like, well, I better get in there and do some comedy.
Yeah.
The
Did
murder
you hear
happened. I didn't hear it. I only found out what happened
Yeah.
later, but I saw, just.
Because you're at that hotel close by, right?
I was in the bathroom of the comedy club.
Oh, my
looking
gosh.
down,
Wow.
going, what's
Yeah.
going on out here? And I
Do
can
they
just
have a
hear
private
people
bathroom
laughing.
or no?
Nah.
No, yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
I actually did you do my old bottle method one time during the I come off the stage and I'm like, there's nowhere for me to go, and I gotta go.
Yeah.
So
and you do it in your green room, which is also attached to their main office.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you leave the bottle for him?
Who knows? Who knows where the bottle is?
I brought it here today. Yeah, we had it was a fun weekend, and that you don't that kind of stuff you don't always get to do, but it was it was pretty good. Saw Chris, John Crist. Now you on the road, like it
is fun.
It's fun. It is
fun.
Mhm.
Played pickleball, had big pickleball.
Yeah,
They have a hotel there, like the Hilton Hotel. They have pickleball on the roof.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we went there and we had a few epic games.
No injuries this weekend?
No, everybody was good.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody was good. Yeah, fun weekend.
You went to Toledo?
Toledo.
I talked about Garrett. I mentioned Garrett. You know Garrett. I made this joke a couple of times the weekend, but Garrett has been known to yell. He's the house MC at the club. He's been known to yell at the audience. He was like the nicest I've ever seen him.
To the crowd.
Weekend. To the crowd. I mean, he's always nice to me.
Yeah, he's always been
But
nice.
he was very nice to the audiences this weekend. I was very happy for him. Felt like he really found some inner peace with the Grand Rapids audiences there.
He didn't yell at anybody when I was there either. I think if you're working those late show Fridays week after week and you're just I get snapping on somebody eventually.
The shows moved up. They used to be 8 and 10:30. Now they're like 7:15 and 9:30. So it's like much better. Yeah. You start a show at 10:30 in the big old building, the Bob, where it's like nightclub and just everything going on.
Is that what Bob stands for? The big old building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. They had to put nets in the middle of because it's circular in the middle. So there's 3 floors or something.
Yeah,
or
there's bars on each floor.
Yeah, bars on each floor. And they put nets in the middle because someone has fallen over and died.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. No. I mean,
it was funny till they died.
Well, yeah.
I think they've had accidents and on purpose.
Yeah.
There. I mean, it's a big building.
Jeez.
And they don't, but they don't go, should we close the building down? They go, no.
Put some nets up.
Yeah, we're putting nets
like
up.
an iPhone factory.
Like Top Golf. You just see someone super drunk just in the middle of the night laying on one of those nets. And you just
They're like, wake up.
They start shaking them. I did. We went to Toledo. Had an awesome time in Toledo. This is the Mud Hens, right?
Toledo Mud Hens?
Yeah. We didn't get to go, but we were going to maybe go over there.
Yeah, our friend Doug Bachler reached out.
That's right.
And if you had 2 shows.
We had a 3:00 show.
Yeah.
It's just tough.
Yeah.
3:00 because it was like, the time you rolled in and all that. And then, throughout the first pitch of the Buffalo Bisons game.
All right.
They gave me a jersey. I asked for the extra.
Redundant there, doesn't it? Buffalo Bisons.
It's like the word thing. Buffalo.
Yeah,
Buffalo.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
We talked about that. They were all so nice. I got a big jersey to cover my body I have right now. It's just a monster.
I love that. No hesitation. You didn't even set up there. You're like, listen, I'm doing this.
Here.
He wasn't even ready. Like I said, the pitch was, I think a right-hand batter would have went for it. But it was my tendency when I don't throw, I think let me throw a little bit before, but my tendency is I go I go left. I'll pull left. Even my sounds when I pulled left. So if I do another one, I need to I have to readjust for that.
It's not an embarrassing pitch, though.
No. The goal is to be unremembered.
Yeah.
You don't want anybody to even, you want them to be like, oh, I forgot that he was here.
Well, it's nice that there's a real player catching, not a rooster.
Yeah. That was nice. That was nice. And then me and that guy, and then, So
who had a rooster? Did you?
At the Sounds game.
The Sounds game, it's Booster the Rooster catches you. And he's got a comically oversized glove, and it's all fun and games. But
I just got up and was like, I'll just do it.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's fun to be on a mound. We had a really, really great time. And then, the other ball, they were playing Worcester.
Oh, that's a tough
which is the Boston.
Yeah.
affiliate, and they
Worcester.
yeah, the game got out of control pretty quick, to be honest. So
Who was winning?
Worcestershire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Worcestershire.
Is it like the sauce? Is that what the maybe not the Shire?
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Worcestershire is what I always say.
It was awesome though. They were yeah, they were all very, very nice to us. And we got to go sit in the owner's suite and watch a good bit of the game, and then we kind of headed back over, and so it was fun.
That clock says 10:33.
Yeah, it was a countdown.
Oh, okay.
But that looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good. But I mean, I can go and tell you I was not awake at 10:33. So that was impossible. Yeah, you get on that bus, I mean, you're just not. It just, I get trouble sometimes falling asleep. Like sometimes I can fall asleep quick. Sometimes I almost need the bus to be started and start moving, and then I'll fall asleep. So I mean, sometimes you go back there because that night before that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to bed I was yawning big, and I'm trying to get better. Like when you're yawning, just go to bed. And so it's 12:30, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just go. I went in there, cut everything off, try to lay in bed, and I mean, just like wide awake.
Yeah.
And then I was up till 3.
Your count sheep? What is that all about?
I've never done that.
Counting sheep. I was always told that as a kid.
I think
You ever
about
count sheep, Brian?
No, when I was preparing for the sleep episode a couple weeks ago, it said count back from 100 by threes.
Oh.
And that'll, I think, just the
Like
brain
100,
power.
97,
Yeah.
94, 90. Okay.
1.
Yeah. And then it gets a little tricky.
Yeah. Then it's 88.
Yeah.
I like to think about projects I'd like to do on my land. That is what I think about. I get deep into a project idea.
And that gets you to fall asleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think about holes at a golf course.
Yeah.
How I'd play them. Like I think what I would do. Like, all right. And I just try to go through the golf course.
Wow. All right. I'm going to try all this stuff.
Sheep is boring.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You're like, where are these sheep
Do you have
come
any?
from?
Do you have?
Oh, yeah. We even got around to, I did Dusty's show at Zanies last week, Grand Old Comedy Show.
It's a great show.
Sold out.
One of the best ones I've had in a long time, top to bottom lineup. It was
Wow.
a great show.
Dusty gave me 10 minutes.
It's because I did the last one. But yeah, anyway.
Well,
he gave me
you
10.
did a great job. But, there was we had a guy on the last one that was for a loop.
Right. So you did 10 minutes.
Yep. Twice as much as Nate. Point I'm trying to make.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying I think I'm that. I'm just saying Dusty apparently thinks.
You know what? And you had a cigar after the show.
I did.
And you did well.
I did not. So there
You
go.
didn't. But Brian did well at it. It was a redemption for him.
We're trying to get approved right now for life insurance, Ruth and I.
Well, you only did a little bit of it.
And
Yeah.
today I had to do
I feel like, is that too late?
the insurance company may agree with you.
Yeah.
They may be like, dude, the risk or whatever.
Yeah.
And
It's like you're calling them, you're on top of the building about to jump. They're like, sir, what are you?
We're not going to
out
fund
of
you
your-
now.
Out of your mind?
Yeah.
Because
Well, you may be right. But anyway, they're asking me all these questions about, do you smoke, blah, blah, blah. And you smoke cigars. And I was like, in my mind, I thought, are they going to look through like social media and see if
They
I'm
see this picture.
I mean, it looks like you are a captain of the sea.
Yes, right. Look like I'm a man knows what I'm doing. But anyway, I thought I got to tell the truth. So I'm like, I've had like 3 in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
They're like, when was the last one? I said, this past Tuesday.
That's-
So if I don't get approved for life insurance,
You're like, I'm
Dusty,
just getting into it.
I think you
Yeah.
would just, you should just, I think you could go no.
Yeah.
I could have gone no. I swear, real fast. I just thought, are they going to see that? Like, do they search and then they think this
Well,
guy's lying
It's
to me?
best to be honest.
Yeah, and just-
I know, but I agree. I would be super honest with all that stuff too.
I would lie. out
But
my
then-
teeth. Yeah.
Well, then I would think, to be honest, and I think the older I get, the more I always think, yes, I want to be honest. And then I think, does this person care if I'm honest?
I don't think they do.
And then so that's what I do the second, to go like, all right, are you just putting yourself in a weird position to be like, you're just a number in this game? And so you just go like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. And if you
Yeah.
really go, like, you don't smoke cigars,
You don't.
and so
You really just puff on them anyway.
yeah.
You
You know,
inhale them though, right, man?
I still don't do it right. I'll tell you that. But anyway, so I did that. I did the lab at Zanies for the first time.
Nice.
That's such a great room. There's a shrine in there especially to Nate, and a big giant poster
Dusty's got a big picture
for Dusty. And
So yeah, it looks like they died when you walk in there.
yeah, I thought,
You
what
know.
happened? But it was a great show. And when you and I talked Saturday, I took a CPR class. Ruth and I took a CPR class Saturday,
Mm.
Okay.
and we took one
Because of the cigar?
yeah, we took one 2 years ago, right when Eleanor was born, and we both said, I don't remember a thing from that
Right,
class. So we
right.
went and did it again Saturday.
Now, was a lot of it muscle memory, or was it all brand new for you?
No, we all had a little dummy to practice
You
on.
guys
Yeah.
are really getting in on the CPR thing, though. You're like,
Mm.
I don't remember anything. Let's go take it again. Like, what do you?
It's just my fear of our daughter choking or
Mhm.
something, and you want to know what to do.
Yeah.
But we all had a dummy, and you're supposed to do the 30 beats or whatever. And I'm doing it. And we're sitting up front, and I notice Ruth standing, and I look around. Everyone around me is standing, but me. I'm just sitting at the table.
You're still doing it?
doing it. No, I mean they're doing it,
Yeah, yeah.
but they're all standing, and I'm just lazy, just sitting there.
Yeah, you can't really get force.
Yeah,
You
but I'm
need
like,
to stand
that's
up.
when I was kind of like, I did this 2 years ago. I know what I'm doing.
Mm.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so I did
That's
that.
cool. Well, I was in Sunnyvale, California at the Rooster T Feathers. 3 great shows. A lot of people came out. It was very fun. So thank you to everybody that came.
Great club.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a
And
good
I
time.
know that we talked about my whole thing, but yeah, I was at Dr. Grin's in Grand Rapids. Great.
Yeah.
I've been going there for years. It's very fun.
I opened for
Great
you there
spot.
once, I think. I think I did.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I was trying to remember all the times that I'd been there. I like it there.
Yeah.
I'm a
Grand
big
Rapids
fan of
is
that
cool.
club. Yeah.
Grand Rapids.
What happened to you on the way here?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
well, I went and had coffee, and then I was at Starbucks, and I was backing out, and I heard someone. I wasn't paying attention. I was just backing out, and I heard someone honk, and then I hit him, and I was like, "Oh, jeez," in my truck, and I got out, and it was a younger girl, and I just go, "I'm sorry about that," and then she's
took
talking,
off.
and we're talking, and I'm not even really looking at her car, but it looks fairly beat up on the fender. And I just like, here we go again. I haven't done this in a long time, but I've been through this.
Yeah, you're sober this time.
Yeah, I've been through this many times, but it has been a long time. And she goes, she's pretty young, probably in her 20s. And she goes, you know what? Don't even worry about it. She goes, I'm already having a rough day. She goes, she points to her window where she has a bag on the window. And she goes, somebody already broke into my car.
Oh,
She goes, I'm already having a rough day. It doesn't matter. And I go, oh gosh. I go, well, I'm so sorry about that. And I go, let me do this. And I just took my wallet and I just gave her the cash that was in my wallet. I was like,
Wow.
just take this.
Wow.
And it was, not a ton of money.
$8.
No, it was significant,
Yeah,
but not a
yeah.
ton of money. But it was like, I was just like, you know what she's doing for me right
Yeah.
now by letting me go is
Yeah.
saving me money on insurance
And time and
Just
annoyance.
time,
just
Yeah.
and I just was like, I had like my regular money in there, and then I had a little like an emergency bill in there, and I was like, I gave her some money at first.
Mhm.
And then I go, you know what? Just take this. And then I was like, and she goes, oh, no, this is okay. This is okay. And I go, just take this too. I just tried to hook her up because I was like, you just hooked me up. It's so nice.
$78.
Yeah.
What's your emergency bill? 20.
Well,
Yeah.
I probably gave her $250.
Oh,
out there,
that's
you
great.
know
That's
what I
great.
mean?
That's great.
And-
Yeah.
This is the dream: is to hit somebody and they go, "What does it matter?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I
You're
and I
like,
just and I
wow.
also thought, you know what? She just had her car broken into.
Yeah,
This girl is having a rough day.
Mhm.
Things are going well for me, and what she just did for me was a real gift.
Sure.
Yeah.
Also a time saver
Yeah.
because I texted Laura, your wife, and I go, "Hey, I just had a meeting with this guy and I'm on my way, but I'll probably be there right at time." And then as soon as I sent that text, I backed out and hit that girl. And then I go, oh, and I also just had a fender bender. So, and then I get out and the girl goes, you're good, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
But I've also done that for
cares?
people in the past too. So
Yeah.
I felt like that finally just came back around to me.
There you
But,
go. That's karma, man.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares? What does it matter anyway?
I actually-
What does it matter?
A lady hit me one time.
Well, stuff's going pretty good for me. Did you say that to
Just
her?
go, actually, my life's pretty awesome
Yeah.
right now.
Working
so.
Man on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seen it?
Well, a lady hit me on the interstate one time driving. She pulled into my lane and hit, and we pulled over, looked at the cars, and I was trying to get somewhere. And I go, "Don't worry." I go, it's fine. It's not that much damage. It doesn't matter. And she goes, "All right, good." And then she gets back in the car. We get back in the car. I'm driving another, and I see the lady come. She's coming flying up behind me, and then she gets beside me and flags me. And I go, "All right." So I pull over, and she goes, "My daughter said that you hit us." And I go, all right, well, I go, I'm letting you go here. I go, so if you want to call the cops, that's fine, but I'm going to tell them that you hit me. And so whatever you want to do, I was like, I'm letting you go here.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay. And then she got back in and we drove off.
Yeah.
Was the daughter in the car?
Yeah.
And she's grown?
I don't know. I think the daughter was a kid.
Oh, but she did hit you.
Yeah, I was in the left lane. She was in the right lane. She got over. I went into the median almost to get away from this lady, and she hit my front fender.
Wow.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't care. It's not that much damage. I'm trying to get somewhere. I was feeling a little sick that day.
Yeah.
I was like, just let me get back in the car.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fender benders. I mean, I've talked people out of it before. I go, that doesn't really look that bad. I'll give you some money to get it buffed out if you want.
I was in the car with my brother once. We hit this woman. She hops out. It was my brother's fault. He just ran. She gets out of the car and she goes, I'm going to level with you. I ain't got no insurance. I ain't got no license. I got to pick up my kids. And we were like, all right, see ya. So she just drove away. Her car was pretty wrecked from it. But she was like, I can't call somebody.
Yeah.
So,
What she probably needs is rocket money.
that's right. Most Americans think they spend about $62 per month on subscriptions. Well, they're idiots. The real number is closer to $300. Over 74% of people have subscriptions they've forgotten about. How closely do you watch your bank statements? I don't have time to constantly check every single charge. I usually just assume everything's fine until something weird pops up. But now we use Rocket Money. It's a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. There's a dashboard there. You can take a look at all your month's spending compared to last month, see your spending habits. They can even help you create a custom budget to keep your spending on track. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's features. You'd be a moron not to use this. Stop wasting money on things you do not use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Nate. That's rocketmoney.com/Nate.
Rocketmoney.com/Nate. Nate.
There you
go. Starting your comments, Jake Prue.
Jake on the prowl.
When Nate showed up at Dusty's show, my jaw dropped through all 3 floors of the Bob. Best show ever, and Dusty's new set is the best yet.
All right.
Nate was pretty good too. Why would you say that?
Yeah.
Did you put that in?
Brian added that part.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's got you all over it.
Yeah, I mean, I like it.
I know. But that's the stuff that you would do, but you never say anything nice ever. You don't ever privately say anything nice. You only say that. Am I wrong? That looks like you wrote it.
He's trying to be funny. Like,
This
Nate,
is
you're
how-
pretty good too.
This is how I take Jake's comment. He's like shocked that my set was good. And then he was like, well, of course Nate was good. So I'm going to make a joke here.
Pretty good is not a
He's
nice.
just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But
I get that.
I appreciate this comment because, to be honest with you, I thought we had just given some people like this most amazing show. And I was looking around for comments about it, and I could not find anyone commenting about it. I'm like, we just get, for $25, you got like the best show.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of headliners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could not find any comments about it. I was
Yeah.
like, come on, guys, let's
Yeah.
get it together
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, some, some of it's like, it's like it's a mix of like, well, who do we think we are anyway to think that they should do
Yeah.
anything?
Well, that's
But then
true.
I also think there's a mix of people just take stuff for granted that no one cares. And, there's a world where no one appreciates any little thing that they get to see that's kind of out of the ordinary. But Jake thought so.
Jake gets it.
And then, so,
His jaw dropped through the big old building.
yeah.
I hate that I know that's what it stands for.
What
I
if he,
thought it was a guy named
yeah,
Bob.
and he's like, thank goodness Steven Rogers said Nate definitely not going to be on this show.
Yeah.
You know,
Because if not,
Yeah.
his jaw wouldn't have dropped.
no. Chris Hickle. In the last 15 months, I was introduced to Nate, watched all of his specials, listened to 204 podcasts, and now finally got to see him live in Cedar Rapids. We had to drive 5 hours each way, but it was worth it. We already had tickets. We already had tickets to see Dusty in St. Paul in November. Now we need Aaron and Breadbasket to come to Minnesota, and all will be right with the world.
All right.
There you go.
That's fine.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you guys feel to know that they drove to Cedar Rapids to see Nate, but they need you guys?
I know. I thought about that.
Yeah.
Come to our backyard. We'll see you.
I mean,
Minneapolis is a big.
that's true.
They're going to St. Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in St. Paul 2 or 3 months ago, so
Yeah.
that's okay.
They don't-
Next time I come around.
Yeah.
Well, they don't mention Minneapolis, I don't think, do they?
Nah, I
Yeah,
guess
they,
it just
Yeah,
they're
listen,
saying to go see Dusty in St. Paul.
Mhm.
They need to come to Minnesota.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
St. Paul's in Minnesota.
yeah.
So
So
Cedar Rapids, yeah. That's very nice. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Nichols.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people. I did Huntsville, back-to-back weekends. Once me headlining, and the next Sunday with you.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of people on your show reach out to me and say, hey, we're at the show. We'd love to meet you. Is there any chance we could come backstage and meet you? And I'm like, well, I was here last Sunday. I could have given you a ride home. I'd have come to your house. What they're really saying is maybe we could see Nate while we're back there pretending to talk to you.
Well, I love to just make fun of people in the comments. I'm not mad at anyone.
Now, I met a guy. He goes, "Man, I'm from Florida. When are you going to come down there with Nate?" I go, "Probably never, but I'm doing a club there." He goes, "All right, cool, man. Let me know if you come down there with Nate." That's fair.
I think it's like shopping, like where you're just kind of like, I just kind of want it all together.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
A guy sent me a thing today. It was a whole like movie idea he had written for you. And I go, I think you meant to send this to Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sent it to me too.
I didn't get it. Dang.
Well, you don't know anything about Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. Lana Hoffman. Lana Hoffman.
I think long.
My husband thinks I am in love with Dusty and Nate, but lately I think Aaron's brain makes him pretty hot too. Aaron will be a great dad. Love these guys so much.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Lena. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
I appreciate that you're not into us for our brains.
yeah.
I wasn't
and
even
not into
mentioned.
Brian at all.
Oh, well, yeah. But she thinks
Yeah.
your brain, that's good though.
Yeah, I'll take that.
She's
I'll
someone
take
that's not
anything.
into
Yeah.
superficial stuff.
Yeah. Rest of you, not so much. But
Yeah.
that thinker.
Yeah, that's what that means. It's a good, yeah.
Tough to look at, but man,
You could wear velvet all day. George Costanza, when he wear velvet,
Yeah.
I could be draped in velvet. You can be whatever you want to be, Aaron.
Well, my wife's like that. Thankfully, she has to be. I mean, I'm the least manly man there is, and she's
Oh,
basically like
that's
that
not
woman in that George's girlfriend.
Yeah,
But
she's not least. She's the more kind of driven in y'all's relationship as far as like the stuff she did with the White House and the like. It's a very high. You gotta, and then you're the
artist.
Yeah, I don't think of you as not manly.
Yeah, I don't think that either.
Well, thank you. She's very sweet that she doesn't care that I don't know how to fix things or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know how to fix things.
Well, she's not married to you.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's not manly. Like, it's the manly thing's not to fix it. You just don't, you're weak.
All right.
I think she's not threatened. I think if there was a domestic abuse and a cop showed up, I think they would come to you and go, "Do you want to press charges?" I don't think they would even kind of think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah, but you're still a man.
As a guy that knows how to fix some things, though, I do think it is, manly to be able to fix things.
Yeah, well,
It is.
I would think that too.
Well,
That's
anyway,
all I had.
I was trying to share something kind of funny. We had some guys over doing some work at our house, and she was going to the grocery store, and she was like, "All right, I'm going. Are you at a Metamucil? You need me to pick up some Metamucil?" And I mean, all the guys heard it, and I was trying to be a cool dude up till then. And I'm like, that's something you could just share.
Should be a text.
That's when
maybe.
George Costanza got that orthopedic pillow.
Yeah,
He goes,
orthopedic back pillow.
yeah. What is Metamucil?
Just helps you.
It's like
fiber.
fiber.
Helps you.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to be like, don't bring up the Metamucil in front of. Now you've already said it on the podcast, but it's like,
but it's almost like better here.
Yeah, it is.
There's a lot of stuff I'm saying on the podcast that I would be like, don't bring it up
in front of
dudes.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
like let me be a dude. But I always think fixing something. I don't know how to fix any. I always think I could figure something out. Laura does do all the handyman. That's just the stuff she likes, and my mind kind of goes another direction. But I thought about like trying to figure out how to fix a car. Then I just can't tell if I care or not.
No,
cars
I don't think
cars are so complicated now that they don't even want you to be able to do it.
Yeah,
It's all computers, right?
Yeah, you need all this equipment to be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I could use a good mechanic in Nashville if anybody's listening. That's a mechanic.
Okay.
I like to throw that out there. I tried to
I'll
get
keep my ear to the road. And
I tried to get that pitch out there, and I feel like there was something going on, and it got real jokey and or something, and so my cry for a good mechanic was lost.
Right now?
No, like several episodes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You're
So
still
this
looking
is more
for a good
serious.
Still
Still
looking-
looking for a good mechanic.
Yeah, but
Now you
we
need
can
to-
still be joking.
Got to
about it,
fix your
but,
truck too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think it's okay. My truck held up.
Okay.
To be honest, that girl's car, I don't even know if I did the damage to it.
Yeah.
It had been through some stuff.
Mhm. Like her.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're having a good
That's good.
Yeah.
Was she happy about the money?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think she was like, oh, this really
Like
worked
I
out
don't
for
care
me.
about getting the car fixed.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this money for something.
Yeah.
What if you just see her again? What if it's staged
Yeah.
and you see the same
Yeah.
thing?
See her waiting outside the Starbucks again to
Yeah.
get hit.
Yeah. And then she just, as the person backs up, she just goes, "It doesn't matter anymore." Things, and you go, I feel so bad.
I got to respect the hustle, though. I mean, if she's
Yeah.
doing it,
Yeah.
She was good at it.
yeah, because she could be
And a
charged.
guy like you, though, I don't think, she would take a big gamble to be like, I don't think if you're going to let someone hit you, I don't know if you're going to.
Right.
But maybe you look like someone that's like, neither one of us want the government involved.
That could be true.
the
that could be
police,
true. Yeah.
It's kind of like you got to be careful. You can't just go hit.
Yeah.
If it's someone super nice car that's going to be like, they're not even going to know how to talk to you outside of the system.
He looks like he does everything under the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Real
want it
off
all.
the books kind of.
Yeah.
She nailed it. I mean,
Yeah.
if she's got an eye for it, she deserves that
Yeah.
money.
And if she does, I mean, this girl's very talented. Like
Right.
you could be like, you'd be like, you should be hired to do something.
Yeah.
Brianna. Yeah, probably Brianna. Brianna Cornett. It feels like a married name.
Like Jim Cornette.
Yeah,
The-
it feels
the
like, I bet.
wrestling
I have no
manager.
idea, but I feel like it feels like a married name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with Bush's Beans on dodgeball. When we played growing up, there were different sides, but each player was trying to be the last standing. And at the end, it was always one winner. Yeah, I don't know what you and your boy did then.
Bush's beans.
Yeah. Why, there was always different
There was
sides.
a lot of people that said that.
Why would you even have different sides?
Yeah. Why would you play with there's a line in the middle that you can't cross?
Yeah. Here's the thing. The
Or
only time
was
we
it-
played
Okay.
is raining outside, so we can't go out on the playground.
Sure. So you're in the
Teachers take us
gym.
in the gym. Teacher just wants to go smoke or something.
Sure.
Half of you go over there, half of you go over here. Nobody's reading the ADA rule book.
But I mean, I know, but if I told a dog, two dogs, to one go this side, one go this side, I think they would probably be like, I bet there's something to do with these sides.
Yeah.
Why would they make us go stay on these sides? But if they say go side to side and then you run, you could just get hit the person standing next. There's no reason for sides.
I mean, the only rule was just throw it against the person on the other side of the line, of the half court line.
Then there is sides.
And so if you
Well,
can't,
that's what we
Yeah.
played that day.
oh, right.
Yeah. But I'm saying there is, she's saying there's, there were different sides, but each player is trying to be the last standing. You're trying to be the last standing on your team, and then
Yeah.
your team wins.
So that your team wins.
But if I got knocked out, well, I said that last time. You just said that means I'm mean. But nobody cared once you got knocked out if the guy that happened to be on your side was the last man standing.
Oh, interesting.
What if the one side had several people still standing? Did you then turn on each other, or did you just celebrate as a team?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would be like the other team won.
I guess so.
I guess I see what you're saying, and it's just trying to be out of the group who is. But you mean this side wins versus this side? I guess you are trying to be. You don't want to get hit, obviously.
Yeah.
But then you could also bring people back in, I think, in some ways. But it's, I kind of see what you're saying, but it's almost pretty interesting to it's this train of thought that how something's presented. And some people look at it as a team sport. And then some people look at it as purely individual.
Yeah.
And you've never even crossed your mind.
Well, again, we're 8. They're just.
Yeah.
I know
you were
but-
outside
but-
smoking with the teacher, weren't you?
But I think if I had lunch with you and Brian, I think I'd be like, okay.
I get it.
Okay. It would be, there's a chance.
Yeah.
All the people that are inside of you, that there's a chance that they're kind of a little bit loners. But it's not because people are not talking to them. It's because they just assume they're only out for themselves, maybe.
Is that fair, Brian?
No, it's not fair. But I don't know. But there's a lot of people that said they were that way.
I would like to have a Nateland dodgeball tournament.
Mm-hmm.
There is. I am amazed how many games I don't know the rules to, or I guess I was more amazed how many you guys did know. Like when we do a little Olympics.
Mm-hmm. Set up on the road.
Yeah.
I'll set up a fun thing in the Olympics where we would go.
Yeah.
We had one room is ping pong, foosball, air hockey, and then
the rules of
cornhole.
ping pong, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was not basically new, but I still had to ask, what do you play to?
Yeah.
Just basic little stuff like that.
Okay.
Cornhole. I didn't know, I didn't know what you play to. And if you go over,
busting. Yeah.
you go back. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I would have to, but there's some
think
stuff
those
I would
are
have
just
to go
rules
ask.
with that as you when you go play, you go, what rules are we?
Yeah.
What's the system here?
Yeah.
I felt like everybody knew except me, but maybe not. Air hockey's the only one that really is just pretty as simple as it is.
No, I think everybody kind of asks the guy, we're playing 11, you got to let it hit. You just ask a couple things
Mhm.
that you go, for cornhole, I don't know if I've played not going over, but I guess if you can go over. I don't think I've played like that. Maybe,
I like
If
that.
you go over 21, you got to go back to 13.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's fun.
Yeah. So I don't know if I've ever played like that. So that would be, you just ask. Yeah. Not everybody's out to get you, I think it's good advice for you.
What?
You and Brianna, just always, not everybody's out to trying to get you.
Bush's beans.
Yeah. Yeah. Derek Thomas. Dusty tooting his own horn by eating organic fruit because it's healthy while smoking cigars full of chemicals.
Well, I want to just say I'm not tooting my own horn about eating organic fruit. What I'm saying is that unless you're just eating fruit for taste, which is fine, if you're not eating organic fruit, then you're not really doing anything for yourself. There's no nutritional value. That's my understanding. And I also, as far as I know about cigars, every cigar is hand rolled. I don't know that they're so chemical laced. I mean, I'm sure there's some chemicals involved, but I think a cigar is the best form of this type thing, where it's all grown, dried, and then hand rolled. I don't know that it's so chemical laced.
I don't know.
We hope so.
I just, I'm sure there's some chemicals involved in whatever process, but I'm just saying, I'm not tooting my own horn, and I'm also not promoting tobacco as some healthy thing.
Sure.
Even when I make jokes about it, I am being like my whole joke about cigarettes is like I pretend like they're great while describing them as terrible. I mean, that's the whole point.
And you quit.
I've not smoked cigarettes in
but it's cool
12 years.
It is cool that you smoke cigars.
It is cool. I'm very cool.
Yeah.
I'm very cool. But but I'm not promoting this, and I'm not saying, sometimes I'll eat organic fruit, and then just to keep the health going, I'll have a cigar.
That's right. Chase down that pineapple.
I mean, obviously that's not good. Nobody's recommending it for health.
Yeah,
maybe
awesome,
for lowering your stress.
Josh McCain. Darth Vader completely ignores his daughter for 3 movies. Terrible dad.
Well, last week on the Father's episode, we were looking at some movie characters and good dad or bad dad. So now I was making an argument for Darth being a good dad. He wanted his son to go in the family business.
Oh.
And
but like Princess Leia.
But he didn't know she was his daughter till the very end.
That's true. That's true.
And do we, we only see what they show us. We don't know what was going on behind the scenes. Maybe behind the scenes, he was trying to call her,
right?
But she wasn't taking his call.
She was too busy for her dad.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
But he could just pop up in her room on a screen and be like, how's it going? Yeah. I don't think
And when at the end of Empire Strikes Back, or no, Return of the Jedi, when it's obvious Luke doesn't want to go in the family business, that's when he senses, oh, you have a twin sister I didn't know about. Maybe she'll come join the family business.
Right.
He just wants it a family, just a family organization.
It's family first kind of guy.
Yeah.
Kyle Cook. No mention of Full House when it comes to dad sitcoms.
Yeah. Speaking of Full House, I was there this weekend. I went by the Full House house.
Which one is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
We debated the whole time we were there.
How do you know where to take the picture?
It's like on Google Maps. You can find it. It's called the Painted Ladies. That's what.
And what is it? Just the outside is what they use. That's the street,
and it's right across from a park called the Alamo Square Park, and it's packed. There's so many people out there just hanging out. It's a bit of a tourist attraction. I think the Full House house is on sale right now for almost $4 million.
Really?
That house right there. Yeah, one of them. They all look the same.
Where is it?
This is in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
You ever watch Full House?
Yeah.
At the beginning, they just cut to the outside of it, and it shows him playing in this park.
I used to watch the show a lot. Yeah, I mean, it was good, and I think he was a good dad in the show. I think he was kind of a very dirty comic, and he would make jokes about, like, the kids on the show. So I think that's kind of tainted my view of him as a good dad on the sitcom.
He was really a sweet person. And it was just, he had he's a sweet person.
Yeah. I mean,
he would say, but he would, even when they did the roast of him, he didn't want them to do jokes about the Mary-Kate Notion and Ashley. He would he would write a line where he wouldn't say stuff like that. But I mean, it's a true, it's a comedian in the fact that guy's heart is about as sweet of a heart you can have. And it's truly, that's where the jokes he's doing, there is no emotion in any of these jokes. And that's hard for people. I understand.
No malice.
There's zero. It's like, and he would be uncomfortable if someone made a joke that was like too crazy. But I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean.
There were 3 dads, not just him.
No, but it's like he's the
2 uncles.
Yeah.
Oh, they were uncles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, but I think even Dave Coulier, when you I don't know. I think all of them, like their real life stuff, like we watch them as kids, and then you see all the real life stuff, and then you're like, it's hard to like separate it then from the dads and the show.
Yeah.
So you don't like the Cosby Show anymore, huh?
No, and then you see how Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen like turned out to be like, just kind of, I don't know, seem very troubled.
I don't think they are. I think they're out of the limelight. I think they might be billionaires.
Yeah.
Well, for sure they are, but they're.
But I mean, from their own thing.
Yeah.
If they just disappeared from the limelight. No one even knows where they're.
It Takes Two
doing.
was a great movie. You guys remember that one?
I do remember that. And I got to correct it. This house is on sale right now for $6.5 million.
Oh, I was going to buy it.
Yeah. If it was just 3.
4, I think you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Or
But
3.
if you asked it, like all the, you could be the way you got to look at it is the way how the people that he's talking about thought about him.
Yeah.
And they loved him.
Yeah.
And
I just mean from a standpoint of it's hard to be like, oh, he was a great dad when you show wise when you see the different personalities.
Mm-hmm. Well, when people would go see him, but he was a truly
Imagine,
sweet,
being a Full House
person.
fan and being like, ooh, I want to go see Bob Saget.
Well, that was the problem when he would go see it, but it wasn't like, but it just shows that people can be two things. They are two. Like he's someone that's.
I'm not mad at the guy.
Yeah. But he's a perfect example of seeing that someone could be two things. Yeah, his mind for comedy and whatever it was a lot dirtier than anybody expected. And they were like, oh, I thought you were the sweet guy. You're like, well, he is that sweet person. He is. He was. Dude, it was like just a wonderful. No one ever had any.
What's that saying? Speak ill of the dead.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad about it.
I know.
No. Yeah.
I know. That's an old Norman.
We had a fun interaction when I did Nashville Squares, but they cut it out.
Yeah. His heart is. He had a big heart for a lot of people. But I do. It was. It took a long time for people to. Imagine back. I would understand being very upset, but back in the day when he was on Full House, to be like, oh, we're gonna go watch, and they probably think they're gonna see my act. Yeah, they're gonna see my act, and then it's like completely the opposite.
It's wild.
Yeah, but even when he would be dirty like that, he was never doing it with like, I want you to be uncomfortable. Like, I think he would feel bad to be like, I'm sorry that this is just what I think I can only think of. Like, like there's comics that are like, oh, I'm going to be mean and dirty and I want you to be uncomfortable. I want to, like where it's very direct at the audience and I think that hurts comedy because then people are scared to go to a show because they're like, well, you're going to just trash me and yell at me and be mean to me. And then where it was like just I don't think he wanted to do that, but he did walk a lot because people were just like, yeah, this is not what I signed up for. Joseph, I was the DJ for all my kids' elementary school dances. I played the uncut version of the song Blurred Lines because it was a fun song. They never had me back. I'm with Nate. I don't hear or comprehend music lyrics as long as it's fun. Yeah. I
you might need to start doing that if you're a DJ
for elementary school.
There's a chance DJs don't listen to.
That's true, but when it's an elementary school dance, that's very funny because there's the radio version of that song and the real one are like completely different. I think.
Yeah,
but the music video is just naked people.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. You know the song?
No.
That's Alan Thicke's kid.
I think I remember them talking about it because they did a thing with Miley Cyrus at the award ceremony where he was dressed like Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Well, speaking of TV dads, that's the son of TV dad Alan Thicke.
Oh yeah, growing pains.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Drew Hood. My grandfather would record TV movies and then get my cousins and me to watch the movies while recording / copying it to another tape and pause the new recording tape during commercials so that later when he went to watch the one we recorded, he wouldn't have to fast forward. We got paid 25 cents a tape. I was 12 at the time. Thought it was a solid deal.
That is a good deal.
Mm-hmm. That's
Your
good.
grandfather gets it.
Do you get that, Aaron? What's going on?
Yeah, I get it. We used to do that a little bit.
Yeah.
But man, that's 25 cents for like a 2-hour movie.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's a lot of work.
But the time of doing this, 25 cents was a lot more.
probably
That
the
was when the
80s.
VHS was invented.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he'd be like, all right, we go do 5 of these. It's like $1.25, and
You make enough to get a
Yeah.
20-ounce Coke at the store.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could get
soda
probably a
pop.
couple.
Yeah.
I remember a 16-ounce Coke for 59 cents and candy for 59 cents. I
Yeah.
do remember that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
For $2.
I mean,
you could get both.
In my life, $5 used to be a lot
Yeah.
as a kid.
I remember an old episode of Little House on the Prairie. You remember that show, Brian? Where the kids
auditioned for it.
the kids were playing football. When is that supposed to take place? The 1800s?
Yeah.
The kids are playing football, which I don't even know if that's accurate. I don't think that's a game they were playing at the time.
I think I know this episode you're talking about, but go ahead.
They're betting on it I remember the kid goes, I bet you 25 cents. And the other kid goes, where did you get 25 cents? And I remember
That's hilarious.
laughing as a kid. I was like, I have almost $1 on me. And these idiots are fighting over 25 cents. Do you remember that episode?
I don't know if it was the same episode. I remember an episode where they played the other school in football.
Yeah.
And they had the other school was big and powerful.
And they picked the kid up.
There was a blind kid on their team, and
They had a blind kid?
on the Little
On the
House on the Prairie
Prairies
team.
team, yeah,
And
yeah.
the last play of the game, the blind kid picked the kid up and threw him over the line to
Yes.
score a touchdown.
That's the episode. And
And it ends with Laura Ingalls saying, history says the first recorded forward pass was blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it really happened on Little House on the Prairie and such date.
Wow. 25 cents.
Mm.
Times change.
Times do change. What is it? Christopher O'Brien. What does each of you do for a sound check? Rattle off old jokes, trying out variations, current joke, count, just say hello, folks, over and over. Yeah, my sound check is
Nate's the only one doing sound. I mean, do you do sound check at
I
the
do
theater?
a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Do you do it at a club?
Not at a club.
Club, you don't.
I can
Yeah.
see. I was like,
Yeah.
Club,
Yeah.
you just show up and you figure it out.
Yeah, I just go. I do it, and I just kind of walk, kind of in the circle, and just go. Yep. Hello. Yep. Check 1 2 1 2. I just say like that.
So old jokes.
Yeah. Right off. Yeah.
Yep.
That's actually it is part of my act. Yeah. So I don't want it to be, but there's.
I do try to make people laugh with, but it almost never happens. And then I go, is the light shading my face because of my hat? And then I try to work around that.
And then they go, yes. And you go, well, I'm still wearing it.
Yeah. I go, what about now? And then I'll try to lift it higher.
You know, it's funny on those sound checks is your tour manager, Travis.
Yeah.
He'll do like Trump impersonate. Pretty good one.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's pretty good at impersonation. So
Yeah.
he'll do some impersonations and do everything. Yeah, so they do it all more. It's usually them, Tony and Travis are getting it.
I ran into
dialed
Tony out
in.
there on the streets.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun.
What
Yeah.
streets? Oh, in
Grand
Grand Rapids.
Rapids, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you
But
meant
then,
just
yeah.
here. It was like,
but that's what people always talk about with bands, because in comedy, our sound check is. I mean, I don't even know if it's 30 seconds.
Mhm.
Now we have a creative audio does all my stuff, and they're great, and they've been with me forever. So every place is basically the same now. It's the same guys out with me. The arena is just that way.
Yeah.
But I always did it because I always like doing it because you just want to hear your voice in the arena. So you just maybe the first time it's not on the, just when you first walk out there. Sometimes it is though.
Yeah.
But yeah, they know it's good. But our sound checks are nothing. Jackie Webster, my best friend's dad just retired as an air marshal, and even though he traveled his whole career, he has zero status on any airline since the tickets are not purchased, and the airline gives the seat. He also has hardly any hotel rewards because he often does a flight to a location and one back. Just thought that was interesting fact for a tough travel day. That's a hard thing.
Yeah,
for
for
me to
some
say.
reason that was
Just thought it was an interesting fact for a tough travel day.
a tough travel day.
Yeah, that's I think a lot when there's just too many
Mhm.
words that are like
Mhm.
tough and fact. Like it adds like a little
The consonants.
consonants. You know what? I've been forgetting what that word was.
Mhm.
I've been
Sounds
thinking about
like-
that a
Speaking
lot.
of which, how about Wheel of Fortune? Pat Sajak retired
Oh,
after how many years, Brian?
Like 40.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Didn't he used to work in TV news in Nashville or something?
Yeah, he was a weatherman.
He's a weatherman in Nashville.
Yeah.
Wow.
Were you there?
Oh,
I don't really remember that, but here's what I do remember.
were you there?
I mean, Brian's having to think about it. It's close.
Not that I was working there, but I'm thinking about whether I remember him,
Mhm.
which I don't. But I do vaguely remember. I think I've told this on this podcast. He got his own late night talk show for a while,
Oh, okay.
and his sidekick was Dan Miller, who was the longtime news anchor at Channel 4 here in Nashville. So for a
Okay.
while, Dan Miller left, went to California. The show short-lived, didn't last very long, and then Dan Miller came back to Nashville.
Yeah.
So you think
Miller's
Dan
like a
Miller was
legendary?
dragging him down? Because then he got Vanna White and had a very successful show for 40
Well, it was a
years.
different show then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I guess he was doing both shows. At the
I'm
time.
gonna blame Dan Miller. Though.
Who's hosting it now?
I don't know if they've announced it
Yeah.
yet, but the show's still going to go on. Vanna White's staying
Oh
on.
no, I think it's Ryan Seacrest.
I think it is too.
Is it really? Oh, but Vanna White's sticking around.
Yeah.
Who's doing Jeopardy?
The guy
Ken
that
Jennings.
won. Yeah.
Ken
Oh,
Jennings.
permanently?
I think so.
He's been on there.
It was a
lot.
whole
Yeah.
thing of who they're going to pick. I feel like I caught a lot of these guys past their prime, dude. Just the way, like Bob Barker was keeling over by the time I was watching Price is Right, and I thought, I don't get that. I mean, I like him, but he's not.
It was just a
He's the
staple.
best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pat
he was the
Sajak's
best.
that way too. I like Pat Sajak because by the time I was old enough to watch Wheel of Fortune, it felt like, dude, this guy does not care about the show anymore. That's
Yeah.
what it felt, and that was kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
Like this guy's been doing it 40 years. It's like he's so bored by it.
Yeah. But Vanna
I
White
know.
still wants to do it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's crazy to think you could go, you work that for that long, and then you're like, but I mean, I think they want to do it because it's like there's nothing else to do. And like when they go shoot these game shows, I want to say they're done in a couple of weeks. I want to
for
say
a whole year almost.
I honestly want to. I don't know for sure, but I'm almost positive it's like you go hammer them out 2 weeks straight, and then you don't work the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So that would be a hard job to give up because why would you? I mean, you're like just block these 2 weeks off, and then if you're Vanna White, you go make a nice chunk of money, and then you just go like, I do nothing.
Just big time vacation.
Yeah. Like, we're going to do it in February where nothing's going on.
What do you think
Yeah.
Vanna White's up to? You don't see her in the tabloids, so what do you think she does when she's not
Well,
working?
she's 60 something
she's
years old.
older now.
But you never saw her any. What do you think she's
I think
up to?
she was
Was she?
probably a long time ago.
Think she
Yeah, she was
parties?
definitely. She was like in.
Yeah, she like dated people and like she still looks
I think she
She
was,
was
great.
Miss Georgia, USA.
67.
I think she was in Playboy magazine.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
She's on the Hollywood Walk of
She's
Fame.
been there since 1977.
She's from
Yeah.
North Myrtle Beach. I stayed in a hotel in North Myrtle Beach, and they were really letting you know that Vanna White's from there.
Really?
Yeah.
She was a contestant on Price is Right.
Was she?
Mm-hmm. Before anybody knew who she was.
Vanna White, come on down.
She owns the yarn brand Vanna's Choice. That's where I know.
Oh,
That's where I know
okay.
her from. Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering where all the
She's 67.
good yarn is.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
good for her. That's cool.
Those hands on that and that cement, they've turned a lot of letters. Them hands have.
Well, and she hasn't even turned them in at least 20 years, has she?
She's touching them.
She now. Oh yeah.
Oh, but originally it was a physically turned.
Like turn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Now then you just touch it.
Now you just go.
Just gasp.
Yeah. I mean, there's
I used
it's
to
a
have
job that there's no reason for her to even really be there because you're
Yeah.
like we could do it, but it is nice that they keep it because it's like you do, you know,
We used to have a Wheel of Fortune video game on Super Nintendo.
yeah.
It was super fun.
Wow. Look at she's the world's most prolific television clapper. She got a Guinness World Record. And as of 2013, she clapped an estimated 3.4 million times across the show's 30 seasons, an average of 606 claps per show.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That
I've clapped a lot too.
You clapped 3.4 million times on television.
I don't know. I did Nashville Squares. That's all they showed of me was clapping. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great thing that they keep her there, though. It shows that, because really, out of all the game shows, there's no reason for someone to be touching these things anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like if you got rid of that, you would be like, you just lose the kind of touch of the show, and the show becomes like, well, who cares now? Like,
Well, didn't she want to host it? And they said no.
Oh, I don't know. Dang.
And then Pat Sajak would touch the numbers.
They just switch roles.
Yeah.
Aaron Mao. Has there been a joke you've told that has surprised you on how popular or funny the joke became? Like you believe the joke was good, but they were legitimately surprised at how funny the audience thought it was. Conversely, has there been a joke you felt was really funny but never really took off with the audiences?
Both, many times.
Yeah. What was I trying to think? Yeah.
Like for Nate, for you, did you think, or how soon did you know that like the Starbucks stuff would be a thing that so many people cling on
When
to?
I first said it, I didn't think. I was like, let me just try it and see if anybody's had this experience. And then it did good, and it got a big pop. So then you're like, all right, it is good. I'm trying to think if there's any. There has been stuff where I have a couple spots like where I did it on Saturday Night Live. It is in my new act. It'll be on my new special. But with the Saturday Night Live, when I did reading is the key to smart, I believe. I don't know if when I came up with that, I don't know if I know why that's funny. It was funny. I just was like, I was just saying these words backwards in a funny way.
Yeah.
But if you told me, well, why do you think that's funny? I'd be like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's almost wouldn't do anybody any good to really analyze it.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sure because I'm saying the sentence wrong.
Yeah.
But I just said it the way I felt like saying it. And it just would get enough of it just fit. I didn't need it to be a big giant thing, but so yeah, sometimes you do a joke and you're like, yeah, I don't really know.
In Michigan, I was saying, I'm always up here in the wintertime. I'm finally up here in the summer, and they say the summers in Michigan are beautiful. But, really, summer's beautiful everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a good season.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fun. Yeah.
And that was going well. But, you're just rambling.
You can say that anyway, too.
Yeah.
That's the nice part.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good season.
Yeah. That could maybe its own joke.
Yeah.
Dusty, you want to tell us about Butcher Box?
Sure do. Get incredible deals on premium cuts from ButcherBox. Deals this good are hard to come by at the grocery store. I have peace of mind when I use ButcherBox. I can easily have high-quality meat and seafood you can trust. It is 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, pork raised crate-free, and wild-caught seafood. It is all humanely raised with no antibiotics or added hormones. My favorite part has to be the convenience. ButcherBox is delivered right to your doorstep and always has free shipping with customized box plans. The value is unbeatable. They offer exclusive member deals, recipe inspiration, guides, tips, and hacks. So start using ButcherBox today so you can enjoy the convenience with always prepared meat in the freezer. Plus, enjoy the value they offer with savings you cannot get at the grocery store. Sign up for ButcherBox today by going to butcherbox.com/Nate and use code Nate at checkout and enjoy your choice of bone-in chicken thighs, top sirloins, or salmon in every box for an entire year. Plus, get $20 off. Again, that's butcherbox.com/Nate and use code Nate.
Boom.
Wait.
I love an ad read.
Yeah.
You're good at it. You're good at it.
Oh,
You're getting good at it.
All right.
Special deal
This week,
for special people.
we could talk a little bit about dreams.
Dreams like aspirations, dreams like goals, or dreams like actual dreams?
Well, we can talk about whatever you want.
Well,
or
what direction you
the
wanna go?
song
I'd like to narrow
by
in on it.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. That's also accurate. I was thinking about what happens while you're asleep,
there you go.
but we'll go whatever direction you want. Have you guys ever had like a recurring dream or a dream like that still sticks with you for whatever reason?
Yes. I had a recurring dream when I was a kid that I was in our family minivan and somebody put us in a microwave. We were small and got put in a microwave. And then I woke up.
Did you watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Right around there.
Did that happen in that?
No, but I
movie?
mean, they got
They
shrunk.
got shrunk. So maybe that's where just that concept came from.
Yeah.
But I remember
We know where microwave came from.
Yeah. yeah. We got that piece of the puzzle.
We've solved this.
Yeah.
No, we got to the bottom of it. There it is.
Yeah. It was that easy. That's pretty easy. You probably didn't think about that your whole life.
That's
Wait,
it.
what happened? Did you?
It was like as soon as the microwave started, I'd wake up.
You'd
That's
have
what I
that
remember.
joke
It was
over
just
and over
terrifying.
again?
Dream.
What did I say? Joke. You had
Yeah.
that dream over and over again?
Yeah. I mean, over and over again is maybe 9 or 10 times as a kid, and I remember it
Wow.
was real scary. But that's the only time I've had a recurring dream. I haven't remembered a dream in a long time, but I feel like as a kid, you really remember the details of it. They're a little more vivid.
Yeah.
When I waited tables, I would have dreams about waiting tables, being real busy or real behind. And then over the years, it's less so now, but I've had dreams about selling pesticides. And I would have I had like 30 stores. And the dream would be like kind of like, oh, I've not been to this store in a long time. I got to get to this store kind of thing. So that kind of reoccurring.
Yeah.
dream.
I think I have like that kind of stuff, like where it's, I have a lot of that where it's like, oh, I got to get to, I got to hurry up and I got to do this. I feel like I get overwhelmed in some dreams.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'll have it during shows or something. Like maybe not during shows, but like I'll have a dream about shows.
That's comfortability.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
That's being comfortable
When
on
it's falling
stage.
asleep
Yeah.
on stage, dreaming.
Yeah.
It's in REM sleep.
I won't.
Yeah.
I'll get them back.
Yeah.
Just take a little nap.
Well, that's the thing. You have to work on that because you
Yeah.
can just get.
There was a story
Not-
about
not in the
Ralphie
moment.
May falling asleep on stage at Zanies once.
Oh yeah.
Somebody.
I saw Tracy Morgan fell asleep, but he was drinking
Okay.
at Caroline's. Get off, and like he's up there and he's just like just starts nodding off.
While he's talking.
Oh, yeah, he's talking and there's three. I mean, just talk about comfortable on stage, and he's just like, and all these people bought these tickets, and the people are furious. And I mean, they start like trying, and then someone comes up, they have to grab him, like he shouldn't have been on stage, and they have to grab him, and then he's walking out, and he's like, "Get off me! Get off me!" And then he just had to pull him backstage agreement. People were furious, and they rescheduled. Yeah, I mean, I think they gave them all refunds, blah blah. But yeah, at Caroline's.
So you have dreams about shows going badly or something?
Not going badly, like I think now I feel like recently I've had some dreams about not having enough material, like new material. But yeah, like feeling over, like, oh, I need to do this over, I need to go write this. No shows specific, just more of like the overwhelmness of everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of one.
I still occasionally have a recurring dream of being in school, and I haven't. Usually it's college. I haven't been all semester, and now it's time for the finals, and I'm trying to like fake my way through it to somehow pass this class, so I don't have to take it.
It's funny. I've had that exact same. I just thought of that. I've had that exact same thing. Like you've been done with college forever, right? You still have that dream. What do you think that is? I mean, did you get super stressed out in college? Were you ever like?
I think it's good we didn't go to college.
Yeah. I don't even have a memory to have a reoccurring dream about. Yeah. I
mean, I looked up some of the most recurring dreams that people have. That's kind of one of them, test taking. And I think it's kind of the same thing maybe as yours. It's being
never dreamed about taking a test.
I know, but I'm saying we wouldn't.
Yeah.
But like our version of that would be pesticides and maybe
what about breathalyzer tests?
Okay. That's
He
fair.
had nightmares of that. Yeah.
They say it's stress of not being prepared for something in your life that you feel like you
Okay.
need to be prepared for.
And that's how it's manifested in our lives. It's just like a
Yeah.
test that means nothing at college.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, when I wake up, I'm always so relieved that obviously it was a dream and that it makes your life feel doing pretty well.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I will have dreams.
Wouldn't it mean that you need to go get something solved?
After reading that,
Yeah.
I will have
but,
dreams
I mean, I've had that for years.
that I'm secretly drinking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm not drinking a long time, and I'll have dreams that I'm like,
Like
I'm-
unbeknownst to even you've
no,
been drinking.
but I'm
That
I'm
you're
like,
trying to hide it.
I'm drinking, and it's just like, oh yeah, I don't do this a lot. I just, or cigarettes too.
Uh-huh.
I've had those kind of dreams where it's like, yeah, I'm just doing it a little bit, but I'm not.
I think I had a dream that I did drink, and I don't think I did it on purpose. But I mean, and I woke up and I was like so disappointed and like just so down. And I mean, I remember thinking
After
that
you woke up.
No, I remember thinking of like right when I'm about to wake. Like, I mean, I was just like, I cannot believe you did
Oh,
this.
you woke up in the dream.
Well, I was like having the dream, it was that I drank, and then I'm like, I cannot believe I'm drinking, and then the dream feels real enough that then you kind of wake up in the dream,
Yeah.
Oh,
so then you're kind of up, and I mean just so disappointed
Mhm.
to then finally wake up, and then you do have the relief. Oh
Yeah.
wait, I didn't do that,
You're
Yeah.
relieved.
but I'm in it is just like, what are you doing? Like
Mhm.
you can almost cry because you're like, I don't know how this happened. I don't know
Mhm.
why I'm doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd almost prefer to have a dream like that where you wake up and you feel so relieved with your life. Then, I mean, I've had dreams the opposite where there's a loved one that's passed away and
Yeah.
and you think
Oh,
it's real,
geez.
and then you wake up and you're
Yeah.
like, you're kind of obviously a little sad.
Mhm.
But it would be
Sad that they're still there.
Yeah.
That's the way you frame that.
Yeah.
No, you'd be relieved,
relieved.
right?
No, I wake up and I'm sad that it was just a dream and they're not with us.
Oh,
Oh, you.
I thought you said somebody
don't-
died
yeah.
in a dream, and then you woke up and you were sad because
I
they're
guess
still
I said it
alive.
wong.
Yeah.
No. I think we heard it wrong.
Yeah. Huh. Hey, you short with them all day. Hey. Like what? Why are you being so weird to me right now?
Had a dream he died
I had a
last night.
dream you last night.
Had to wake up.
and
Yeah.
I loved it.
I get
Oh,
that.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it means something has to be solved, though. Wouldn't it be like that thing's not solved?
Do problems
Are
in
you
your
talking about
brain?
back to the test?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you wake up, like even though you feel relieved, like what if I had that drinking thing? It's like, all right, well, it's with food. Like I'm so mad that
Mhm.
I can't stop eating this junk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Which, by the
probably.
way, I've done keto for the past 5 days.
Do we?
What-
Know, how's it? Oh, really?
Yeah,
What's
I've-
keto? Meat and vegetables?
Yeah, no one knows.
Yeah.
So you just do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
just
like,
say you're doing it.
like no carbs.
No,
and-
yeah, just basically meat.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
but I felt better. I was like, I think this morning I was 195.
There you go. Yeah.
But I don't feel. I mean, I was still.
Did you
just
see
a train
200?
wreck. Yeah, I did see 200.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You did it.
I did it. I got up to 2. I mean, it's mess.
You
dude.
did it, man. Yeah.
A mess.
200's fun.
Well, no one knows
It's a
for
fun time.
sure why we dream necessarily. There's a few theories that we're processing information from the previous day. Sigmund Freud
And
thinks
we got so much to process now. Like we're
Yeah.
like constantly taking in with our phones. And
Mhm.
I mean, it's like we are almost never at a moment of peace.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just
You're
wanna-
really
that's
not.
Yeah.
And it really helps when that's where it is like to go sit and have time alone is actually pretty important, especially now where you never have time alone.
Yeah.
You actually did have time alone growing up, and now because you could just not,
The phone is your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no internet. You couldn't just if the second you feel bored, be like, all right, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah. You got creative. You did
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
He was like, let me go see if Jim's home.
Mm-hmm.
Let me walk to his house and knock on his door.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy to do now.
Oh yeah, you would. Yeah,
To knock on somebody's door.
and go, hey, are they here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet some kids do that
Get
now,
off
though.
my porch. Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
kids, friends in the neighborhood or something.
Yeah.
But like just this morning, I got a knock on the door and I just look at it. It's just a dude standing out there. I'm like, I'm not answering that, dude.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
that all the
I'm
time.
waiting this out, dude.
You still see it occasionally in TV shows because the story's not going to advance right if you just call somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching something the other night set in modern times and they showed up at their door to confront them. And you're like, well, that would not happen now.
You're right. And that's like a trope in a TV show. And like that would never. I'm watching Friday Night Lights, the show, and this is, 2008, 2009. Kids were texting then. You don't see a single cell phone that whole TV show. They would just go to each other's houses, and you're like, you're right. The show would stink if it was all over text.
I mean, Seinfeld, that's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Seinfeld they would have figured it out, but
Mhm.
it would have been, everything would have just, not been, everything would have been solved very easily. I just watched the movie The Breakdown, with Kurt Russell.
Oh, I just ordered that movie.
Yeah.
I've
it's
not
great.
watched it, but I just ordered the DVD.
Yeah.
Is that a new movie?
Why'd you order the DVD?
I'm into DVDs.
Yeah.
He thinks the government's going to take away our streaming.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they will, but maybe not the government, but the
Or they're gonna
streaming
censor
networks,
a lot
yeah.
of it and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
1997, Kurt Russell. A man searches for his missing wife after his car breaks down in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good plot.
Oh, yeah. And it doesn't stop. I mean, it's a movie that just, it just keeps going.
Yeah, I
It's
do
the
want to
best.
watch it. I
It's
know
great.
it's an older movie, but I did just
It's
order
great.
it.
But you like that movie, it's like if there's a cell phone, the movie can't exist.
Oh yeah,
But with no cell phone, it's just like super fun and just,
I watched a couple of westerns this weekend. One I watched was Tombstone.
mhm.
So good.
I've never seen it.
But I also watched, it's Kurt Russell as Wyatt Earp, but I also watched one called Once Upon a Time in the West, which is from the 70s. And I think it's better. I mean, I love those old westerns like that. It's real Charles Bronson. Got a real grittiness to it.
Yeah, True Grit.
Yeah.
Real grittiness.
Yeah.
83% Rotten Tomatoes. That's probably the highest rated movie you've ever mentioned on the podcast.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's the first one that actually
Right.
got a
The
tomato.
first one that's certified fresh.
Yeah.
He'll come in and go, I saw this movie as a 4%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one was super
But
fun.
look at this one, higher critics than the audience score. You usually
He's
go the other
changed.
way.
You've changed.
Yeah.
You changed it. You become in Hollywood.
Oh, I
Look
am
at you
Hollywood,
siding
yeah.
with the critics and not the people.
That's back when the critics were good.
Okay.
1997.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've changed since then.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing
get
is
what you're
though, with
saying.
Rotten Tomatoes, it's not newly shot. So there's a cell phone there's a cell phone in this thing, but they have one cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no signal because they're in the middle of nowhere, which would be exactly what happened.
1997.
Yeah. I was graduated high school. Like, so you would have,
My dad had a bag phone in the truck.
yeah. We had a bag.
phone.
You know, it was in a bag and you had a cord to it, but you
Yeah.
could still call wireless.
We had a bag phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bag phone. And
Yeah.
you just keep it in the trunk?
Truck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Exactly like that. You keep it like that. And then it would be, and if you ever had to use it, I mean,
Cost
your
you
parents,
$400.
yeah, people,
Yeah.
your parents would shoot you.
Oh, it was for emergencies.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like we used to call it a car phone.
Yeah, we
Well, you
did.
had that
Yeah,
too.
it was a car
Yeah.
phone, but I just remember it was like, do not ever touch this. Like
Yeah.
it was like, don't accidentally touch it. Don't, because it was like, if you had to use it, I mean, $1, it's $5 a minute. It's something
Yeah.
stupid where
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
So dreams. Within 5 minutes of waking, half your dreams are gone. Within 10 minutes, it's 90% gone.
Yeah, I used when I was younger, I would keep a dream journal.
Mhm.
I just wanted to write them down and just so I could remember them. I do have some written down. I would never bring them in and
I'm
read.
so curious what you were dreaming about as a kid.
Well, this was like late teens,
Yeah.
this was, and I used to write dreams down all the time.
Mm.
I was all about it. Because they say the more you journal your dreams, the more you write them down, then the more you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really into dreams.
But do you ever did lucid dream?
Yeah. That's one way they think you can help train yourself to do it.
Because you can train yourself to lucid dream, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Lucid dream, if people don't know, it's when you realize you're in your dream, you can kind of control your dream.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
Pretty sweet.
If I could do lucid dreams, then I would just want to sleep all the time.
Well, it's like Ray Romano and Pete Holmes do it.
Really?
Yeah, they talked about it before, but they can do it. And Ray Romano can do it where, I mean, I think he has to, like, almost like that movie Inception, like you have to have something that tells you if this is real or not real. Because it's that.
Wow, that's terrifying.
It's that into it. Yeah.
Were you about to say you've done it?
I remember when I was younger, I'd have a dream and realize in the dream, I'm dreaming right now.
Yeah.
And then you usually wake up pretty soon after that.
Yeah.
But the goal is to just live in that, be able to do that, fly around and whatever else, you know.
I've had dreams where in my dream, I thought, oh, this is a dream, but now I'm awake, but I'm still dreaming and don't realize it.
What's that all about? Lucid dreaming. What is it?
Well, I mean, I think I just described it, didn't I?
Why do you think
scientific?
Why do you think Ray Romano and Pete Holmes are able to do this? Like, what does
I think you can train yourself to do it. And then, like, I just remember them talking about it.
You think they got their own little world going on in there, where they go back?
You're just in control. But I mean, yeah, you could go in there, and it's like, I mean, you can fly. You can do. You live. You do whatever you want.
There?
I don't know if it's like reoccurring friend, but it'll be. Yeah, I don't know. I guess all of it, but I mean, it's so much that you can have trouble of, I think, telling if you're in a dream or in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could have moments where you go, is this a dream or is this happening?
Mm-hmm.
Like you could be it's like you're looking at us and doing this right now. And then you'd have to have something to go, like you'd be like, well, if I drop this pin and it didn't hit the table, then I would know. Yeah, if it goes up the ceiling, you're like, all right, well, I'm in a lucid dream. So now I could
kill us.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be wild to get that mixed up. That's for sure.
Well, that's why you drop a pin before you pull the gun out. You go, oh. It's like him when he finds out the person's alive. He goes,
right.
I read where Einstein not Einstein.
Freud.
No, I was about to mention something by Freud.
Thomas Jefferson.
Bob Seger.
Thomas Edison.
Okay.
All right.
That's pretty good.
Would come up with a lot of his great inventions while he was dreaming, but he could often not remember them. So he would hold an object in his hand and sit up in his chair to sleep. And then when he was falling into REM sleep, he would drop the object, which would make him wake up. And then he would write down what he'd been dreaming.
Wow.
That was his way of remembering the dreams.
And what, he thought of a light bulb in the dream, you think? Like,
I don't know
what
about
kind
light
of stuff
bulb,
was
but
he?
just it helped advance some of his inventions.
Whoa.
I mean, have you ever had a joke in a dream that worked?
I've had I can't think of one that worked. I've had a joke in a dream where I've had that a lot, where you go, gosh, I got to remember this.
Yeah, I have had
it's
that
going to
before.
be awesome. And then sometimes if you do remember, you're like, doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when you first wake
Seinfeld
up,
episode like that.
There was a Seinfeld episode like that. Sometimes when you first wake up, you still think it's great, but then as you really wake up, look at it later, then you're like, no, this makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Thomas Edison invented. I thought he only invented the light bulb, but he did a lot of good stuff. A phonograph, I knew, like a record
I think he invented
player.
tons of stuff, right?
Yeah,
Motion picture.
yeah.
That's actually like, why don't they should mention that?
Yeah, I didn't mention
a lot more. That's
it's better really than a light bulb.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get the light bulb first, I guess, because you need.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
projector,
pretty
but-
crazy that he's like, yeah. Then I made.
Look at that. He filed his first patent for the electrographic vote recorder. He invented voting machines.
Oh, okay.
So then it all got figured out.
Yeah, you wanted with him. You're like, I guess everybody was like, now we're letting him do kind of everything.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no one.
Mhm.
You're like, nobody else was trying. He goes, no.
Sounds
no.
like he was probably just stealing a lot of ideas from people.
Well, that's I think people do claim that about him. He invented the first electric copy machine to create copies of notes. It's an electric pen that, oh my gosh, I haven't heard about any of this stuff.
Sounds like people would go over to his house and go, "Hey, I invented this thing," and he goes, "Oh, that's cool." And then he would patent it.
But but it's like it's a slippery slope with that, because it is like, if you know it's people coming with ideas, and if you know he's the inventor and saying stuff, it's like people are probably going to him and saying all this stuff, and then he actually does it. That person doesn't do it, so then they go, "Well, he stole that," and you're like, there's a mix of like, you're like, "All right, dude,
It's
are
like
you
the
out of your
social
mind?"
network.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
It's like,
You
it's
invented
like,
Facebook,
well,
you would
listen,
have invented Facebook.
yeah, you
Huh?
wrote the blueprint.
That's what he says in
Oh.
social network.
If
It's
you
like
would have
When they sued him.
yeah.
Well, it's like, yeah, you write the blueprints for the light bulb, but then you're like, that person's lazy. And it's like, well, let me go ahead and make the light bulb. This could be big for us.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then that guy goes, "You stole the light bulb idea from me." And it's like, yeah, but you were.
What were you doing?
You were still lighting candles. I mean, get on.
Yeah.
He has a patent for something called the Weber meter.
Oh,
What is
okay.
that all about?
Wow.
Oh. We need to find out.
Yeah.
The Weber meter. I mean,
Wow. Look at that.
he has over 1,000 patents, more than anybody else.
What if you read this and found out your whole family was robots?
Yeah. Or you come
Explain a
from
lot,
Thomas
huh?
Edison.
Yeah.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
I'd love it. Be the honor of a lifetime.
Paul McCartney said he wrote the song "Yesterday" from a dream.
Yeah.
I believe that.
I think that's
They were
one
doing
of
a
the
lot
most
of
covered
drugs.
songs ever.
Hmm?
I think it's one of the most covered songs.
Oh, I think you
ever.
were saying he did it. Like he stole it, like
No.
a cover song.
There's a lot of like acid induced
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to
Yeah,
tell
it's
us
like, were you really
about
asleep?
ZocDoc?
Are you?
I was, or were you finally awake? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Thanks to ZocDoc, we can now find and book in-person or telemedicine appointments for medical or dental care. It's helpful for people that are on the go or work different hours like we do. Listen, don't settle for what's around you. Go for the best. Find the right doctor for you. With ZocDoc, you got more options than you know. It's a place where you can find and book tens of thousands of top-tier doctors, all with verified patient reviews. It's a free app and website, if you don't like apps, where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you and instantly book appointments with them online. You can filter specifically for doctors who take your insurance, who are located nearby, or who treat a specific condition. I use ZocDoc to find my doctors, and you should too. Go to ZocDoc.com/Nate and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That is ZocDoc.com/Nate. ZocDoc.com/Nate.
I like to use it to find doctors that don't take my insurance and then yell at them. Go, what? ZocDoc.com.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think of a movie about a dream?
Yeah. Inception's the obvious one.
Yep.
Delirious with John Candy.
Ooh,
I didn't think of that one.
Yeah.
No, I never even heard of that.
yeah.
That's where he's like, I think he's like knocked out or something. And he's like in his dream, he's a soap
Hollywood
opera writer.
Yeah.
And so in his dream, he keeps writing the soap opera, but he's writing himself into it so he can write
Mhm.
these scenes. And he's like making himself real cool, but he always forgets to write the end. So he like one time he like rides in on a horse and rescues this girl, but then forgets to write the end. So as he's riding off on the horse, he really can't ride it. It's very funny.
Is
I'm
it?
not
Yeah.
describing it well. It's very funny.
I don't know if I followed it.
I never even heard of that.
Yeah.
What's the dream scenario? That's the new one, or with Nicolas Cage.
I don't even know what
Never
that
heard
is.
of that.
I think it's.
Dream scenario.
Yeah,
Nicolas
you
Cage.
haven't heard of this?
Okay, I recognize the.
Yeah.
I haven't.
It's a man.
Everybody. I mean, this is the whole. I haven't watched.
A
it.
family man finds his life turned upside down when millions of strangers suddenly start seeing him in their dreams. However, when
Never
his
even heard of it.
nighttime appearances take a nightmarish turn, he's forced to navigate the consequences of his newfound
Wow.
stardom. I'm pretty into the premise of that.
Yeah.
91% on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean,
Nick Cage
yeah.
isn't a movie machine.
might
isn't
watch
he?
that
Like,
tonight. Yeah.
how
dude.
many movies this guy been
He's
in? I
been
mean,
pretty prolific lately. I mean, he's in a ton of stuff. That Pig movie everybody said was good. I never saw it, but yeah, man. check that out.
Other dream
Well,
movies.
There's one
What's-
obvious one franchise that
What dreams may come? with Robin Williams. A franchise about dreams. No, I don't know.
Harry Potter.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
There's some dream stuff in Harry Potter too.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. That's
Is that all a dream?
Yeah.
Or she was unconscious, I guess. She hit her head, and then all that stuff happened. Then she woke up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine seeing that for the first time back then.
Blow your mind.
I mean,
Yeah.
Do you guys dream in color or black and white?
I think color.
color? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I think it's split by your age.
No, are you serious? Do you dream in black and white?
I don't know what I dream in, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't really see a lot of color,
like
so maybe
that.
I don't.
Yeah.
I like that he said it's split by age, and you went right for him.
Oh yeah,
You dream black and
I
white.
didn't even know that was an
Yeah.
option to dream black.
Yeah.
And, yeah, do you dream in echolocation? I mean, that's
Yeah.
crazy, dude. Black and white.
The percentage of people who dream in color decrease with age. 80% of people under 30 experience color in their dreams. Only 20% of people over 60 do. They think a lot of it with a television. If you had a black and white
Yeah.
TV or a color TV.
Wow.
It made me think of that when you mentioned Wizard of Oz.
I don't think I've ever thought about it.
Wow. I want you to start keeping a dream journal. I
You know,
wanna
they say if you fall in your dream and you land, you'll die. Have you ever heard that?
no.
You ever heard that, Dusty?
No. Like if you fall off a cliff or something.
Yeah, in your
Yeah.
dream.
I used to have height dreams where I
Yeah.
would be up too high.
What does that mean?
Well, I was going to joke and say that's true. It's obviously not true, but
Is it obviously not true?
well, I don't even know how you would prove it.
Yeah.
If someone
that's
dies in
what
their
I'm saying. I
dies in
don't
their sleep, I guess you could say they had a dream about falling.
know. Yeah.
Oh, like maybe maybe if someone dies in their sleep, they're having a dream
Yeah.
that they fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was, yeah.
Oh.
Maybe so when they say he died peacefully in his sleep, really he fell off
You're
a
like,
cliff.
That was you're like, it was a nightmare.
His mouth was open.
Yeah.
Ah!
He's got a smile on his face, and you're like, dude, he is going through it. Though. What are the death dreams? Like,
Yeah.
isn't there a bunch of death dreams? Like, if you have, I thought it was like,
Falling, being chased,
punching.
chased.
Punching.
yeah,
is
what about
hard in
losing
a
your
dream.
teeth?
teeth falling out. That's a very common one.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It says it might mean that you're worried about your appearance or attractiveness, or you're embarrassed about something that's happened recently.
For teeth? I think I've had a dream where my teeth fell out.
Do you
never
got
had-
these with all? Do you got those with any other ones?
Fall-
Any other explanations for like what does falling mean?
What about why
They're
can't
all
you
the
punch
same.
in a dream?
Getting punched in
Why
a dream?
can't you punch in a dream? You ever in a dream
I
where you're in a
beat people
fight?
up, dude.
Have you?
Oh, I
Really?
lit people up.
I can't.
No,
I never can seem to punch.
I can't punch, and I run just like I run in real life.
I'm trying to
The
think.
gravity is really
I don't
heavy.
think I have dreams this
intense.
well that I can remember them.
Yeah.
Like we're like this, like y'all, like I would never think. I don't know if I can not punch in a dream.
It just feels like you're not real. It's just like something.
Like you maybe are. I know, but if you remember them like this,
Do you remember
That's-
why you were trying to punch in a dream?
no, I mean you're fighting or
Somebody's trying to get you.
yeah.
Oh man, I can't remember.
to even think about it, like
Yeah.
oh, you can't punch. Yeah, I don't.
But do you remember thinking in the dream, I can't punch, and I
Yeah.
don't know why I can't punch?
Yeah,
right
Yeah.
now?
I have too.
But you never connected. Oh, I'm dreaming. That's why I can't punch. Or you just go, man, I'm a loser. I can't. Punch.
I don't even think that I think I'm a loser. I'm just like I can't.
What is wrong?
Yeah.
It's like you're in water.
yeah.
Oh.
Like sometimes like an animal or something, and you're just trying to knock them away, but
Mhm.
but you can't. Which also could be real life. That's why I can't tell if I'm dreaming or not.
Yeah,
That little dog.
it feels
Yeah.
like you're always punching in water.
Yeah. Being naked, is that one that you've ever
No,
had?
I've never had that.
But that's a common one.
I think I've had something like that, but never. Not like I'm showed up to school naked or whatever.
being
Mm.
naked.
Naked.
Naked. It's crazy.
It may indicate that you feel like a phony, or you're trying to hide something.
Oh.
Hmm.
So this is like when you're asleep, your brain can distill down whatever you're most concerned about and will express it in the dream. That's the thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Is it an attempt to get you to solve it, or is it just your brain's way of trying to process
I don't
how
know.
you're feeling?
I feel like it's an attempt to, like, it's kind of like going, this is what's on your mind.
Yeah. Well, why didn't it let us remember it a little better? You know what I mean? It doesn't make it easy.
Because the remembering maybe doesn't matter. It's the, it's like if you, I think if you had enough of a recurrent dream where you're like, well, I can't remember every detail, but like, so if you have the pesticide and if I have the panic of, like me not making a show on time or something where it's me, whatever, it's like maybe you got a lot of unsolved stuff that you need to.
What if
solve.
what if we're all living in some kind of simulation, for instance, and these dreams that I have about selling pesticides, that's me still in this parallel universe. I'm still selling pesticides. And it's that that side's trying to connect with me to be like, I'm still here.
And I'm still in a microwave
Yeah.
with my family.
Yeah. Just riding around.
Could be.
Look, kids, Big Ben, Parliament.
Well, that's kind of like Inception. There were people that would purposely dream all day, and there's like, who's to say what's reality and what's not?
Yeah. And there's a line from Harry Potter. Of course it's happening in your head, but who's to say that doesn't mean it's real? It's not real.
Yeah.
It's a quote from Dumbledore.
Yeah, I mean, like just this whole idea that there are these non-playable characters out here, and we're walking around.
NPCs.
They're just all part of the simulation. They're not real people. We see them, and they're,
Do you think dreams could ever be premonitions?
Like predicting the future?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
There was a
I don't think always, but I think they can.
Yeah.
Be.
There was a mining disaster, I guess in England. This is in the 60s. And a lot of people died. And then a lot of people said they'd had dreams about it beforehand. So the psychiatrist formed the British Premonition Bureau, where people could come and share any dreams like that they had to see if it could lead to.
I mean, it's like, I definitely think that. I definitely could think that could happen. And, but yeah, you would have just whacked. I mean,
I bet that bureau got some crazy stories.
Yeah, it would just be like overwhelming to. I bet you then go like, it's just not even worth.
No.
Yeah. Well, that's probably some of these. If you were to do like a UFO agent, it would be overrun with that kind of nonsense too.
Well, a lot of people think people who were abducted by UFOs who say they were just having a vivid dream. Because they say they couldn't
or
move,
being visited by demons.
Well, maybe, but they couldn't move their body. They say they couldn't move their body and it was over them doing stuff. It's because they're dreaming, and that's why they can't move.
Do you have anything about or do you look into what?
The way you just kind of leaned back, and the way you said that was almost like you're like.
Well, I think you want some real answers.
Let's move on.
You sound like you're like let's talk about your toe turns black. You go, what's in the and then because that's what you think it's about to be, and he's like, yeah, that means you die tomorrow. So that's what I looked up, and he goes, oh, okay.
Well, to wrap up the Premonition Bureau,
it
lasted for a year and a half. They had about 1,000 reports. None of them seemed to foretell the future accurately, and it prevented no disasters, and then they closed shop.
Have you ever had somebody get a premonition on a flight and have to leave? Apparently that's common.
I've never seen it. Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it, but I've heard
always
stories about it.
But I've had stuff like that, but I don't. It's like where you think about something, but then I'll just overly you're like, well, I'm just thinking this because that's like, I don't, I believe follow, it's like your gut, like, it's like what your gut tells you and you just do that. And like when you like, this is my brain being crazy. And,
but if you were walking onto a flight and you suddenly got a thought, this plane's going down, I need to get off this plane.
I think you would.
I think I'd have that thought.
Joke about that.
But I would convince myself.
What was the joke?
You ever looked at people in a plane like this is like a plane?
This is like a plane that would go down.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's you just have trust in. I have trust that I'll really know when that really needs to happen.
Yeah.
And and you trust that God's not gonna put me in that situation, or if He does, there's a whatever it is. But there's you have to really be like, you
die, and then God's like, dude, I gave you a strong premonition. Like you
think about that. He
goes,
goes, I mean, what are you talking about? He goes, there's a guy with a hammer banging on the window. And I go, I don't know. I was like, I thought that's crazy. But he goes, what are you out of your mind? He goes, you made them take off.
He did speak through people in dreams in the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah. I always think that you have to kind of trust that, you know, I do it with every career decision, everything that you have to go, you know, a lot of it's not out of it's all out of my hands.
Mhm.
You know, I believe do whatever you think. It's all out of my hands. I'm just kind of really in tune with going, I think this is where I need to be. This is what I need to be doing. I'll know when to, you know, that's why I always thought when your career, like you go, you know, I'll know when's enough is enough. And people always tell me they go, no, you don't. People don't. You do. I know I will. I really know I will. I'll know when I go, that's enough. That's enough of this. Doesn't mean it's enough of maybe I move on to like, you know, I can say I don't think I'm gonna be doing specials for
Ever.
a ton more specials at the level I'm doing it. I kind of have an idea of when I will be done with not saying I won't do small things or, you know, I think I love stand up. So I'll do it in as a very joyful way. I love to do it. But like the insanity of what I'm doing now, I can see, I know. Weirdly enough, dude, I don't know. I don't talk about too much. There's a lot of stuff I've had happen where it's, you know, it's nothing's
You learn to
nothing's
trust
a
yourself.
surprise to me.
Yeah.
Nothing's surprising. I don't think some of it is it's so far that I don't see how I can get there, but I have to trust that dream, that thing in my head is like, I mean, I've even started getting scared of the thoughts now because some of it I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then you just feel like you're going to have to do it. And you're like, I don't, you know, and it's like, I'm nervous about what pops in my head. Cause
Well, just give us one.
huh? No.
Just go ahead.
Yeah.
And we'll decide.
No. Yeah. Well, no, they're the ones they're some that I'd be embarrassed to say. And that's where a lot of this stuff comes from. I would have been embarrassed, but I'd been embarrassed to tell you that I was going to sell out Bridgestone Arena.
Right.
I would have never told you that. And I never told anybody that. And then I did it. And so then once you do it, you're like, well, now I'm super scared of, you know, some of them you're like, I don't know if I take someone down in this room. I get that a lot. With my hand. With my hands.
Yeah.
No. But it's career stuff. But I've always said, I'll know when enough is enough. I will know. I believe that he will let me know. And I will know when I can step aside and go, all right, maybe this part's done. Maybe the stand-up part is done. And I go, I did it as big as I wanted to do it. So now it's more of a, you know, I just do it when I come up with jokes and I'll go, you know, whatever it is, it won't be on the scale that it was.
Yeah.
Then maybe I'm doing movies and maybe I start making movies and there's an overall, you know, I have a very thought out reason for everything. Even if one day I have to stop doing this podcast, it's not, I have a lot of stuff that I'm trying to do to change a lot of things. And it's, you know,
you're breaking a lot of hearts of the listeners of this podcast with this last part, I think, what you're doing.
No, I'm not trying to say, I don't know. I can see with this podcast,
I've read a lot of comments when it comes to
they think
the
I'm going to do
podcast.
it.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm on. Yeah, I think we have a contract. I might have a contract for another year and a half, 2 years, even maybe.
Yeah.
Like I don't know for sure.
You're stuck.
Yeah, but it's like I get busy. But I'm just saying
We don't have a contract though. I'll say that.
No.
we're disposable.
Yeah, I like doing this. I think I'll be home. I won't be on the road as much.
Right.
So I won't. It will be fun to be on this. I don't see this. I don't honestly not see this podcast go away. As much as I don't know how much I can be here at some point. But I mean, this is pretty far off. I'm not saying right now, but I can see this being this, you know, it's like we're trying to create a world and I want stuff to be, I want to create entertainment for you that you can go and watch like like when you go watch my stand up and you can come and not feel heavy and not feel so. Well, I want to do it in other ways other than just my stand up.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So I'm not saying I don't know. I don't know if I ever see this podcast going away, but it's, you know, maybe what if I'm here or not here? Like, I don't know, you know. maybe you can't be. Maybe you can, like, I think I like what it is.
Yeah.
I think bait's wide open.
Me too.
That was very funny. Maybe you want me
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, you go, but you know who will be.
Yeah. My calendar's wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it rolling. Yeah, I don't. I'm not trying to. Don't read. Nobody read into this.
No.
It's. I don't know, but it's. There's no. I'm not. I just. I always think just. It's like, I have to trust. So just trust to be like, I'm not. Trust me. I don't want to do anything that I always go back. That's the thing when I told about God went back to Saturday Night Live. My parents were worried. I didn't do anything to make them upset. And it's like I always think with this, just trust me. I'm not gonna. I think about everybody. I think about the people that come to the shows. I think about all of them. I want them to be. I'm trying to make, doing the best I can. Not that I can do stuff that approves every single person, but just it's like I got to trust that whatever.
We're having a good time.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know why that went into that, but
because you have dreams.
I liked it.
yeah, because I
It's
have
about
dreams.
dreams, man.
Yeah.
That was that. Yeah, that was the end of that dreams. Yeah.
We can wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, we start to realize that you're some sort of, seer of things now. Now, you kind of revealed that right at the end that you're like,
Soothsayer?
you have a real.
And I don't want to sound like I'm a secret. I'm nobody, dude. But but I just, I feel like there's a direction something's going. So I'm just, but I always knew. I thought from a long time ago, I'll know when enough is enough. I'll know when I go, that's enough. I'm good. Like I did that.
And some people don't know that. They don't know when enough.
But I don't, because they don't have anything. Nothing's built on something that they can stand on.
The rest of us know, but they don't.
Yeah. It's like if you have a flimsy house built, you're going to keep adding stuff onto it because it's not what you want. But if you build it and it's sturdy and it's there, then
Firm
you go,
foundation.
everything is here. Doesn't mean nothing changes on the inside or blah, blah, whatever. But the general foundation of everything that you have is like, this ground is fine.
Built on the rocks.
Maybe that's even,
not on the sand.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. So you do that. And so then you can stand there and you can go, that's what helped me to go to Saturday Night Live and be like, I don't feel as uncomfortable. Where if I was younger, I would have been like, they'd be like, well, just say this. And I would have been embarrassed to say like, I don't want to say HELL. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that's crazy. I'm not even saying it now, but that's insane. I'm 45 years old.
Double hockey sticks.
45 years old. And I don't want to, it's like, but I had to go, I don't want to do that. And, and I just make fun of myself and go, I'm an idiot. I don't know. I just say whatever to, because it's uncomfortable. It's not fun to say that. I'm talking to a 24-year-old that doesn't even think that's even a word that matters. I mean, that word's used. I don't think most people even think that it's a bad word.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm not, but yeah, I don't say it. But all right.
All right.
Let's do it.
I'm not perfect either, though.
Oh,
I'm not trying to come off.
That's clear.
Again, thank you. All right. At least say something.
No, totally. Yeah, look, we're all just having a good time.
I mean, we're all out here just doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. For you know when you're be done.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
It'll be-
gone.
July of this year.
Yeah. You're close.
I mean, I've already exceeded all expectations.
I could see you building an ark.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah.
And a little pond and just be floating in it.
Yeah.
Dusty's Ark.
Yeah.
Would be
I
pretty
mean,
awesome.
definitely.
Yeah.
If you see, Noah probably was very much like Dusty.
Oh,
They
I
for
bet.
sure
I
thought
bet.
Noah was nuts. They sure
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Noah with his conspiracy theories.
Yeah, you are Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go, what are you doing out there, bud? And you go, that's why you're moving all these rocks everywhere.
Yeah.
You go,
I'm getting ready.
getting ready for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a well dug.
There you go.
Oh, yeah?
That is what I'm working on now.
That's the first step.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Once you get a well.
Yeah.
Everything, then that's the anchor of the land.
Yeah, you need the water.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have the water.
All right.
Where you at this weekend?
Yeah. all over.
St. Louis.
No, that's right.
Yeah, we're at the Fox Theater. We're doing this week, next week, St. Louis, where the shows, speaking of Saturday Night Live, that I had to reschedule because of Saturday Night Live, and those people were so wonderful to oblige me. So we got, great shows this week at the Fox Theater, so in a theater. And then, next week is the same Indianapolis, where the Pacers and the Fever play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark.
Fever, yes, sir.
And then, I'll tell you about next week because I've already forgot what the other cities are. But St. Louis this weekend.
And Sonny Gray's pitching Sunday, I believe.
Oh, yeah. I know. It's
a day game, I think.
Yeah. We have a 3 p.m. show. So it's a 1:15.
That's tough.
It's a 1:15 game start.
Yeah.
3 p.m. show. I'm going to see. Actually, the Cardinals reached out. Maybe if he's pitching Sunday, he doesn't need us. The day when he gets in pitching mode, that Sundays gets pretty locked in. Like it actually would be.
It's the worst day, I guess.
Yeah. Because even though I'd want to go watch him, he's not
bothering him with it.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't want him to have to worry about me. You always kind of have like he's gonna, think, oh, did you get to see everything you want to see? And you're like, I'll just rather just go and. I don't know. It's tough. 1:15 game, man. Show at 3 is
cutting it pretty close.
It's like you could do it, but it's like again, you need your mental time to like go. Hey, we're all about to do a pretty big show, so let's not,
Well, send them. I'll throw out the first pitch for you. You can forward to my email. I'll figure it out.
Okay, what about Aaron Weber? And they go, the Weber meter? I go, yeah. The Weber of the Weber meter.
Thomas Edison's Weber meter.
Yeah. His Weber meter that he made.
What about you, Brian?
My July 3rd show at the Lab at Zanies is now officially sold out.
Yes, sir.
Look at that.
Sir.
So that's great.
Yeah.
So we've added August 14th, another show at Zanies. August 14th. So go get tickets for that.
Yeah. Look at that.
Man.
Added show.
Yeah.
Next weekend, June 29th, I'm in Syracuse, New York at the Syracuse Funny Bone. One night only, but 2 shows. So Saturday night, come on out. And then July 13th, I'm in Lake Forest, Illinois at the Gorton Event Center. It's between Milwaukee and Chicago. So come on out if you're out there.
Well, I'm off this weekend. I could be working, but I am off. And then I'm going to be in New Mexico at a casino in Albuquerque. It's going to be great on the 18th.
That's where we saw you.
Yeah.
I did that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The 28th and
It's
the
the guy
29th.
from Breaking Bad that owns that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hot. And then I got more time off. I got a little bit of a light summer because I'm just having some fun, enjoying my family. But on July 25th to the 27th, I'll be in Buffalo, New York at the Helium. I've never done Buffalo, New York.
Oh.
I'm excited about it. So I just want to put the word out there.
We did. I was in Buffalo yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
Never done, but you did throw out for the Buffalo Bisons.
Yep.
But I never have been. I've been through Buffalo on the way to Canada, but never done comedy there. So I'm pumped about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Buffalo's great. Awesome. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
They're great.
I'm pumped. They say Buffalo in the summer is beautiful.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
You go to Niagara Falls. Have you been to Niagara Falls?
I've been. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to go again. I'm going to take my whole family, and then we're going to go up to Canada after Buffalo.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
So
it's great.
Yeah, Buffalo and Toronto. You see that we were in Toledo, Ohio, and then drove to Buffalo. They were pretty close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like 4 hours, maybe 5, which is pretty insane.
Yeah.
But like, you get up in there, you think like you see Toronto and you're like, yeah, we should have probably just all been one thing. Like we're all right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but we're not. So it's above my pay grade. All right. That's it. Hope you have a wonderful week. We love you. See you next week. Bye. Nateland is produced by Nateland Productions and by me, Nate Bargatze, and my wife Laura on the Audio Boom platform. Recording and editing for the show is done by Genovations Media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week on the Nateland podcast.